Yo, what is up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of The Commission. Yes, we got Zajic in the house, Zup already in the house, and I'm back with the illustrious panel. Let's kick it off because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm hyped up off of caffeine. If you can't tell already, I'm talking at 3,000 miles per minute.
And calm your ass down.
He said, calm your ass down. Well, because he spoke up first. No, ladies first. Snow Bunny in the house. Snow Bunny, what is going on?
Nothing much. Hello, everyone. Hey, Zajic, how you doing? Thanks for showing up. How's everybody going this week?
All right. And then we got the home girl, Tron. Hey, Tron. That Valkyria 4 is on Stadia. You gonna pick it up, huh? She said, MMTK, shut your ass up. All right, I get you. Gamer Boy 2005 in the house as well. And last but not least, my homie that got his 3080, Project Storm. What's up, Project Storm? How you doing?
Hey, man, I don't know who the hell you think Project Storm is. I mean, I'm RTX Storm now. What the hell is he talking about?
Shoot.
Man?
Okay, yo, I like it.
RTX Storm, let's go. Now, don't let that scare y'all for all the Stadia fans in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still going to keep chomping it up over there, but Cyberpunk does look good. See, Moss, hey, MM didn't know I was going to go right here. But Cyberpunk looks hella good on PC, man. I will say that much. I'll say that time and time again. But anyway, what's going on, man? It's a lot to talk about, a lot of recapping to do, man. There's so much damn news. It seems like every time we get together, it's just more and more news. I don't know if I've ever seen an industry like this right here, man. Going through the pandemic and all that stuff, man, but coming back to all this news and all these announcements and it's just some bombshells out there. I'm ready to jump into it.
Absolutely. Like, this is going to be one of the biggest shows that we've had to date. I know the show is young, y'all, but golly, we got Cyberpunk. We got the Video Game Awards. We got NPDs. Remember how NPD sat in the background for a little bit? Not anymore. Shout out to Roger. He says, hi all. Charles Rand says, hey, MM2K, you jacked up on Mountain Dew? He said, diving into Cyberpunk after this. And congrats, Storm. Charles knows what he knows what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? Do us a huge favor, y'all, because we're on a special night, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that hunchback arrow below, share this out. We got a great panel. We got Tronny, Snow Bunny, Storm, and myself. We're going to go over all of these fantastic topics. Let me see here. I think it's time. So yeah, again, just so everybody's aware, the subject matters today that we're going to get into. Cyberpunk's huge impact. We also going to talk about the VGAs 2020. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever the case may be. Same thing with Cyberpunk. And we're also going to dive into these November NPDs. The console wars is going to brew back up again. So November NPDs just set it off. Something crazy. You had a lot of boohooing and crying. And shut up, man. Leave me alone. You had a lot of that going over the internet today. And we're going to talk about it. But before we get too deep into all that, let's do this. We got bills to pay. No. Before we pay the bills, let's talk to the panel. What games have you been playing since the last episode? I'm going to start with my homegirl, Tronny. Tronny, what you been playing since the last episode?
Well, I haven't. Since my PS4 is kind of out of commission right now, I'm gonna say it's okay. It's like, you know what? It has this, it has their due dates and time, Rest in
You
peace.
got that backup system? You got that backup system? What's the backup?
Well, I've been trying out. I've been trying out a lot of mobile games that have been coming out.
Okay.
And I can see right now, they are almost high quality as a regular console game. They're getting there.
I hear you. No,
it's
they
starting
are.
to look more like these might come on the next. They might come on the new gen consoles. Who knows? Because they're like really top quality, and I'm starting to enjoy them as well. So, hey, I'm all over the place. I just find if I find a game I like, I'll play it.
I'm with you on that one. Genshin Impact, that really did it. Next in the house, we got the homie Project Storm. Storm, tell us what you've been getting into on that 3080 and some. If
hey,
you
look,
can,
man, I almost blew my damn PC up today trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to wrestle with this 3080, man. This 3080 is no joke. I got one from MSI. It's overclocked and all that, man. Hey, I can't lie, man. I keep it real. I threw it into my existing PC that I already had because I had that i5 9400, man. That CPU is good enough to do what it needs to do because the card is doing all the damn work, right?
Yeah.
But the only thing is the case, man. The case that I have, I got to get some more airflow in that bad boy, or I'm gonna have to get a new case. My goal is to just rebuild any damn way in the near future. You know what I'm saying? The very near future. So, but man, it's so good. I'm glad we're gonna talk about this now and get it out of the way. Because I've been waiting on this 3080, man, to see what the hell the fuss was about. I could finally game at 4K, y'all. You know what I mean? Max settings in the majority of games. And now they have this DLSS technology and all that. And Cyberpunk is here, man. A game 8 years in the making. Like Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't play it anywhere else because I want to play it at 4K 60. The only way to do that is over in PC land. So, but y'all know me, man. I got the Series X on the way for everybody in the commission. Y'all will be the only ones to know that my Series X has been shipped. So I'll be chopping that up soon. You know what I'm saying, man? It's just listening to Bunny and Tron, the fact, if I had a little bit more patience early on, I would see that the best things come when you wait. You know what I mean? Sometimes. Because I'm not going to lie, I was about to cancel the Series X order, because I got my card. I'm like, man, look, Series X ain't going to do what this 3080 is about to do. You know what I mean? As soon as I went to go, real story, I went to go hit the cancel button to cancel the order. I struggled with it, but I was like, man, let me cancel this shit. I'm going to be playing the same games on PC that I'm going to be playing mainly on Xbox. So the hell do I need the Series X for? But then, as soon as I went to hit cancel, the cancel button was gone. Boom. Pending. And it said pending. Then it said the order shipped the next morning, man. So I said, all right, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that thing or sell it to Project Kill. Kill's trying to give me like $600-700. I won't hit him over the head for it. I'll sell it. If I'm gonna sell it, I'm gonna sell it for a solid $5. But hell, man, once I get it in my crib, you know what time it is. It's time to crack that bad boy open. But it's not enough about me, man. We're gonna talk about me a lot more during the show, because I got to keep it real, y'all.
This is the Storm Commission, so we're going to get into me.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff in the damn industry, man. Enough about me for right now. You're going to be hearing my mouth all night.
Hey, bro, you running with the big boys now, bro. Like with that 3080. I can dig it. We might have to raise our hand. Mr. Storm, can we talk? Can we talk about what we doing?
Hey, hold on, man. Jamal Adams in the building, and J.O. Anime is in the building. You know what I'm saying? We got people coming up in here wanting to hear what we got to say. And do you want to give them a brief synopsis of what's going down tonight? You want to give them the rundown?
Or do we got a couple more people? The re-rundown? Oh, yeah. We're going to give them the re-rundown. We're going to talk about that Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with that, along with the good and the bad and the ugly of the VGAs, the Video Game Awards that were aired last night. It was, I think it was an interesting show. I'll just leave it at that. And then lastly, we're going to get into, well, I don't want to say lastly, because you know how we go. We're all organic, baby. We are going to talk about NPDs. You know what I'm saying? There was some very staunch NPD numbers released today. Shout out to Matt Piscatella and that team. And we're going to talk about it today. So that is what is on the docket. And on top of anything that you guys and gals want to talk about today, because of course, if you're not aware, once we get to the hour mark, we do take live phone calls and we do take recorded messages online. We'll explain all that to you in due time. So definitely stay tuned. This is the place to be Friday night. All right. Snow Bunny.
Yes.
Here. I know you upset. I know you mad. I know you
about
mad.
What?
You mad about that snuff? You mad at, speaking of this VJs, you mad at the snuff that the VJs did to Animal Crossing. We're going to talk about it.
Hey, we're going to talk about it all.
Nah.
And see, she ain't going to get off the hook. Nah,
see,
Bunny, I ain't going to start. I'm not going to start nothing because I done learned my lesson. But Bunny, we hype tonight. You got to master energy level tonight because it's hype time.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Well, no, you guys been hyped since Tuesday.
I told Mark to calm down. Now I'm hyped.
You got to remember.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This was Cyberpunk week.
Yeah.
Right now, y'all two are off the Richter scale for hypeness.
That is true.
You guys are all, and now that you got your 3080, your hype level, I don't know if anybody can catch you right now. So.
Hey, look, now I'm gonna tell you like this right here. You know what I'm saying? I had top of the line GPUs before, you know what I'm saying? But this right here, it's 4K, Bunny. It's so special because it got that 4K.
I know. You over there high on crack of the 3080.
Yes.
You're whiffing the fumes of the fans coming out of your tower.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
so
and we're gonna get into why you know what, Bunny? I hear a little hate in your voice right now.
I am not hating on you.
What? Oh, all right.
Why would I hate on you?
Well, Bunny, see, you don't have, because you have played PC. You've been a PC gamer for the people that don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why you don't just jump back in there. You got some of the best performance, the best third person games and all that stuff for you. It's time to jump on over there. It's time to get back in.
Well, see, that's the thing. You remember how I was telling you with consoles and things that I bounce between consoles all the time?
Yeah.
I do it with PC also. I'll bounce in PC and bounce out of PC.
That's what's
Hades.
I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I hate on PC. I treat PC as a console and I just bounce in and out of it. Like I do with PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. I bounce in and out of it. Yo, J.O., thanks for coming. This is one of my friends, J.O.
Hey, J.O., good to see you.
In the building.
Thanks for showing up. This is his first time watching the commission, guys. So yes, welcome. But right now I've been like super hyped with my PlayStation 4. So why would I be hating on you for your 3080?
Well, no, I just gotta say it because I mean, I think the happiness that we have right now, me and MM, we just on a whole nother level of happiness. But we've been waiting for this for a long time. So it's kind of like
you have. And that's what I'm saying right now. Me, Tronny, nobody can match your hypeness right now. Because like I said, y'all were super hyped for Cyberpunk. You guys were live streaming it on when it launched.
Oh yeah,
that was Wednesday night? You guys was like an hour before already live.
And you joined us. You joined us too. So
I popped in there for a little while, and that's the thing. You guys are super hype right now. Right now, I have been having a blast with my PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. What you been getting into?
I have been playing Man of Medan. I have started Genshin Impact. And I've gotten through the character creation and a couple quests in Monster Hunter Worlds.
Okay.
But then I got tired of every time I would put in a new game, all the damn I would have to do the updates and everything. So I just went through and every game I purchased, I automatically updated it to the PlayStation 4. So now I can just pop a game in and play it. But I'm hoping to finish Man of Medan this weekend because it's actually I'm probably might be like a third of the way through. So I'm hoping to finish my first playthrough of Man of Medan this weekend. And then but I have been having a blast.
I bet you have. And Man of Medan looks so damn beautiful. I mean, like it's just so dope. And
I gotta finish Man of Medan and I gotta finish Little Hope before House of Ashes come out.
So that's episode 3. I didn't see y'all way ahead of me. I don't know what the hell's going on with this.
Yeah, part 3. So the Dark Pictures anthology There's a rumor that it's going to be 8 different games in the anthology.
Oh, no, that's
Man of Medan.
Okay,
Man of Medan was the first one. Little Hope is the second one.
Okay,
House of Ashes, which is the third one, comes out next year for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One X, Xbox Series, and I believe PC. So next year, I got to get between now and House of Ashes launch date. I got to get Man of Medan and I got to get Little Hope done.
Okay. No, I'm not big on horror games, but that sounds dope. I like how they dropped that episodic.
Hey, MM, man, hold on, buddy, 1 second, man. I'm looking at this gameplay, this Doom Eternal, man, and I swear, man, it just makes me want to play. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to get on that 3080. I finally can play with frames like this. But go ahead, Bunny. I'm sorry, I just got caught in the day.
You're fine. But yeah. So but the thing is, they're not connected. They're each individual
episode. Yeah, it's like some Tales from the Crypt stuff, or Twilight Zone.
But each game, from what I'm understanding, each game, like Man of Medan, there is an actual legend of a ship called the Orang Medan.
Okay.
That was around World War II. It's a ghost ship story. And it might have existed, it might not have, but all the games are based on urban legends and stuff.
Oh.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, hey, man, that's one we might have to go through together. But see, you don't have Game Pass.
That ain't happening.
You know what I mean?
And if you ever want to play it, you don't have to play it alone. You can go with one. You can get one other person and play it online together.
No, what Storm wants to do is Storm wants to hear me scream like a little girl so he can make fun of me.
Nah, it's not even about the scary aspect.
I mean, you can ask Tronny because I started it with her on the phone. We were talking on the phone, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got Man of Medan. I'm about to start it." And then she heard on my end was, "What the fuck is that? Holy shit! What the hell, yo!" And she was over there dying with laughter, and she was like, "Man, I might have to get this game." I'm like, "Oh shit! I might have to wait till the daylight to play it," but it's really good. But yeah.
All right, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, I've seen I've seen the one where they the people come on the boat. I don't want to spoil that one. They come on the boat and they get they kidnap the people, and I saw the beginning of that.
Oh, that's the first part of it. I'm past that. You don't even want to know where I'm at right now.
So I said, okay. I said, no, this looks dope. I was watching the live stream of it, but no, I have poor muscle control. I ain't trying to be gross, but I can't handle nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I take my Metamucil, so I need everything.
Wait a minute. But MM2K, wait a minute. This will be a scary way instead of eating prunes.
That probably is. Yeah. Look, see, y'all about
to. It'll be much quicker for you. But check this out, bro. Hey, Resident Evil. I saw something on Stadia for Resident Evil, man. I know we're going off the top right now, but look. Is it accurate? Like, is Resident Evil 7 finally coming over or something like that?
I haven't seen anything official.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want it if it's not official. All right.
Yeah. But I know. But
Charles.
There was
Charles is asking a quick question here.
And Menor in the building, man. First of all, hold on, buddy. You're talking about PlayStation -1, Stadia -1, -1. You gotta love it, man.
I know, man. That dude, he's a cut up.
Charles, Man of Medan is where you basically are making choices through the entire game, and your choices will lead to the people's death or life. Like right now, I got commended because everybody was still alive from the choices I made. So basically, you go through the game, and there's a narrator, there's a curator there. And once you get through like certain portions of the game, he'll pop in and say, "Oh well, you're doing really well. Looks like everybody's alive so far." Blasey, blasey, blasey. So yeah, it's like almost like Vampire. You remember how Vampire you had to make life choices, whether you do all good or all evil?
I beat that one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a Telltale type game. But it's a horror-based Telltale game, and as you go through and unlock certain things, they got little videos. Like one of the videos I unlocked was the history of horror anthology, from like talking about from like the first writers of horror, like Edgar Allan Poe, Hawthorne, all of them, talking about how the genre came to be and things like that up to modern day. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So what I've been playing, we'll get into that real quick, and then we'll hop into, because I got a special surprise for Bunny. I want to show her something. But
did I even talk about what I was playing, bro? I got so damn hyped. Anyway,
yes,
go ahead, bro. Go
ahead. You said you were playing. Wait a minute, weren't you saying you were playing? You played some PUBG.
I played PUB. Yeah, I played some Cyberpunk. I played some.
He's so excited. He want to go. He want to do it again.
Yeah, my bad. I played a number of games. My fault. I just didn't know if I told y'all because we started talking about the 3080 and all that. But my fault. Go ahead.
Yes.
So we I've been playing some Cyberpunk on Stadia. Been having a little bit of a rough time. I talked about it earlier today on the Stadia dosage, y'all. Had a little bit of a rough time with it. So I told y'all about my decision to go to PC. It's not Stadia's fault. It's the whole way the CD Projekt Red approached this thing. I talked about it. We'll get into it later. Play a little bit of Division.
Always looking forward to it to play it on PC anyway, because you got the 3070 and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. Like,
yeah,
I don't see no problem with it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. I played a little bit of Far Cry, and I played some Division 2. The usuals for me. I gotta get back into PGA 2K21, and also Storm. I don't know if you got accepted. We'll talk about it too. I got accepted in the beta testing for crowd play. I don't know if you applied for it, but we're gonna be doing some crowd play. You know what I'm saying? So on the Stadia Doses channel, did you apply for it?
No, I did not. I saw it, but I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, we're going to get into that. Okay, now, let's get to our little surprise for Snow Bunny. Now, CD Projekt Red is making a lot of waves with Cyberpunk 2021. 2021. Golly. Cyberpunk 2077. They making a lot of waves with that 2021, but more waves with the 2077. Now, that kind of leaves Nintendo out a little bit, or so we thought it did. I want to show Bunny this. There is a way that you can play Cyberpunk 2077 on your Nintendo Switch via Google Stadia. All you have to do is you got to get a hackable Nintendo, so you got to have a pre-June 2018 one, a 16 gigabyte SD card, and a means of ejecting custom payloads to the Switch using a MacBook Pro. So
that's the reason, well, I can tell you right now, that's the reason my Switch is so popular right now. I have an OG Switch that is pre-June 2018.
Okay. So
oh wow.
So you can
I have an OG Switch. When I said I had OG, mine was one of the first ones within the first year of it being sold.
Oh wow. And it's still holding strong?
For the most part, I'm having a few issues here and there, but nothing like where that's groundbreaking.
Okay.
Like I'm noticing I'm having some things happen. Like I said, once I cut it on and I came to a black screen and I had to manually shut it down and try to get the screen back and everything like that. But that happened twice. But other than that, the worst thing about it is the battery life.
Well, if CD Projekt Red ever comes out with a third-person mode, which I got a good feeling they will, then you'll have an opportunity to play it on the Switch.
If they come out with a third-person mode, as weird as that game is, I probably, like, what I'm saying is how hard is pushing like the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox and things like that. The only way I would play that game if it came to Switch is if it comes through the cloud.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The way that this thing is showing you is how to put Stadia.
No, I'm talking about
just in general. Yeah.
In general, if they ever decide to bring it to the Switch, the only way I would play it if it was in third person is if it came to the cloud.
Let me ask you this: how much did you like The Witcher on Nintendo?
Oh, I like The Witcher 3.
I heard that Witcher port was fire. So,
yeah,
and
it's
CD
really
Projekt
good.
Red is supposedly good at these ports. So,
CD Projekt Red had an issue with porting The Witcher 3. When people asked if they were going to port Cyberpunk 2077, they said there was no way to do it. They have already answered that question. It's harder to port than The Witcher 3 was, and they had it was hard for them to get The Witcher 3 right for the Switch.
Maybe there will be a Switch Deluxe. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows?
It has to be third person for me to get excited for it.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. I got a feeling that they're going to add a third person. This is like how Bethesda normally does. They're going to add a third person mode, but that's cool. All right, now let's get into the nooks and crannies of it, y'all. Let's see here. What we got here? We got the first topic of the hour. NPDs, baby. NPDs. Let's talk about it. Look.
Didn't the Switch finally get dethroned?
No, the Switch didn't get dethroned. No. It was a split decision, kind of, sort of. The PlayStation 5 made more money. Of course, because the two SKUs were more expensive than the Switch SKUs. The Switch. Mm-hmm. But the Switch sold more units. So here goes a little tweet that I had put out there. Let me show this to everybody. And I'm going to hop to Storm, then Tronny, then you, Bunny. Get everybody's thoughts on it. I put out here the Series X debuted lower than the Xbox One. We're going to talk about that. And then also I put out here that the PlayStation, remember, wasn't supposed to hardly have none in supply. Remember we talked, I think that was a topic where Bloomberg had reported, oh my God, there's 40 million less PlayStations out there. The world is going to die and shrivel. And that didn't seem to be the case. It seemed to be the opposite. So here's what it is. We had the Switch. Let's talk about the Switch first. The Switch was the top selling console in November due to high demand and sufficient supply. So that's like, 26, 27 months or something like that in a row that the Switch has dominated in units sold. I know I gave an order and I forgot about it because I'm still jacked up on caffeine. But whoever wants to take it, damn it. Who wants to talk about that? The Switch, 20 plus something months, still in control, even at a new console launch. You want to grab it?
Well, I'll grab that. So if you look at the price that the Switch launched at $299 US for the MSRP, and the fact that Nintendo does it way big when they price their consoles, man, they have the games. They're the best at doing it. Man, my son just came in doing some kind of damn mime signals or something. I'm like, what the hell? So they're the best at doing this, right? So I'm not surprised that they're out here selling like hotcakes. Especially now, I expect to see big numbers this holiday season because the issues with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But man, the Switch is Nintendo is Nintendo. They do big things. So I'm not surprised when it comes to their numbers, man.
Wow.
I expect them to actually be in first place when it comes to sales because of the price point.
Interesting. Tronny, your thoughts?
Yes.
The Switch dominating in units sold, even at the mad rush. You've seen it. The mad rush that people experience trying to get a hold of these PlayStation 5s, and some people trying to get. No, I'm just joking. And people trying to get Xboxes as well. What are your thoughts about the Switch still shining despite all that?
I mean, like you said, I think people had a hard time getting the other consoles, so they start looking for something else. They're just seeing there's maybe a lot of Switches. They're like, you know what? I've been thinking about getting a Switch for a while, so it's a possibility they got a Switch instead of the next gen consoles. Well, the new gen consoles instead.
Interesting point. Now, do you think do you attribute what percentage of that do you attribute to their success? Do you think that's 30% of the case? Like if you could put a number to it, how many cases would you guesstimate there would be where people were just like, oh well, I would normally get a PlayStation 5, but to hell with it, let me just pick up a Switch instead.
I mean, the new games are coming out, and also that Monster Hunter coming out.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's a lot of things coming out on the Switch, and I saw that and I was like, tempting.
Interesting, very interesting take. Snow Bunny, are you going to take this from Tronny? You know I got to start some stuff from Jacked Up on Caffeine. Are you going to take this from Tronny? The only reason why the Switch won because nobody could find PlayStation 5. Did you hear what she said? That's the way I heard it.
No, there's a couple things you have to take into consideration. Number one, remember right before the pandemic, they released the Animal Crossing Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That sold out like hotcakes. Well, Nintendo was just able to put a whole bunch of those into stock.
Okay.
So some people who wanted the Animal Crossing Switch, hey, they're in stock. People can buy them. Secondly, yes, due to the shortage and the demands of like the new consoles, the people who were saving up, they think, okay, I won't be able to get one to next year. Hey, look, Nintendo got the new Switch out. They got the Animal Crossing Switch. They also had during Black Friday, they had that Switch deal where for $2.99, you got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and 3 months of Nintendo Online. And it was the new upgraded Switch, the one with the better battery life.
Okay.
So you have to factor those things in, along with, like you said, you guys know the struggles I've had. Like if people were buying consoles who weren't even buying like PlayStation 5s and Xboxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about Xbox One X's and Xbox One S's. I don't know how their stock was, but you guys know how hard it's been for me to find a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And because I had to order my PlayStation 4 straight from Sony, from the PlayStationStore.com. And then once I got mine in, I went to their website. They're sold out. So you got to factor in people who might have been buying, because some people will wait until the end of a generation to buy that generation's console, so they always have a great selection of games, and all the bugs are fixed out of those great selections of games, and then they'll play that all during the current gen.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about some of the people who do things like that. Okay, they couldn't find a PlayStation 4. They couldn't find an Xbox. They couldn't find a PlayStation 5. They couldn't find nothing. So they see a Switch and they're like, well, okay, the Switch's library is big enough. Let me grab the Switch. There's a couple factors you have to dominate that with, because some people, like I said, people who were waiting, looking for Switches, that Animal Crossing Switch came right back into stock. And nobody anticipated that coming back in.
Interesting. I would like to throw in there too that I think a lot of people misread who's all purchasing these consoles now. A lot of these are Christmas gifts. My best friend's wife, who happens to be my wife's best friend as well, don't confuse yourself with that one. But she calls me every day. She says, look, nerd boy, I see you're out here doing podcasts every day with your grown ass. Find me an Xbox. And I'm like, look, I can't help you because, there things is, it's ridiculous out there trying to get the Xbox and particularly the PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? And somebody could be sitting there with that money. They're like, look, I got to buy something. And then they'll go, they'll pick up the Switch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, Switch is just popular anyway. So regardless of this, I expected for the Switch. At first I wasn't surprised like Storm wasn't surprised. But then when I saw the reaction to the PlayStation 5 during launch and all that, how it was breaking PlayStation 4 numbers, I said, ooh, Switch's streak is going to come to an end. But then to hear that it hasn't, it's pretty much a split decision. I'm amazed. Any other thoughts on that before we move on to the next topic? We talk about PlayStation 5. Any other thoughts?
No, I don't have any.
No? Okay. All right. So, let's talk about that crappy. No, let's talk about that PlayStation 5. That greatness. All right. So, the PlayStation 5 supposedly had the biggest launch month for any console. Here, let me make this bigger for those that got the little cataracts in the back. Am I making that bigger? I don't know what's going on. Okay, that ain't working.
I feel like it has one of the
it had like one of the most unique launches. I will admit that one, but I just feel like around time the pandemic, it's just more. I don't know. It's just
so. Tronny, are you saying that you think that a lot of that buffer was due to the pandemic on why?
I think so. I believe so, because if you really think about it, like how people were so excited to hold that money they got from that check they got. And they were talking about that in the beginning of like the middle of this year, that they were going to hold that money because they want to get that console. And we knew there was going to be shortage because of this factories were shut down. And everybody was waiting to see, because Sony waited. I think Sony kind of purposely hold off the information for that long, and people were just getting desperate. So it caught people even more hype. And after that, when they released the pictures and everything, people were like, "Oh my God, that's a PS5! I want to get it! All that money I hold out on it, literally people put in their savings just to get that console."
Interesting.
And it was just so unique to see people literally even stressing out to see their orders got canceled.
Yeah.
I never seen that in any generation of console gaming. I never in my life saw that. People were like about to cry. I'm like, what the heck? I'm serious. This is like really unique to me.
I've seen pandemonium at other consoles, particularly the PlayStation 2 launch. I've seen fights break out at the PlayStation 2 launch.
You know what? To be honest with you, I never really, look at a launch, even PS1 or 2. I never pay attention to that.
Okay.
Because at the time I was younger and I was still playing my PS1. So I'm just like, PS2, I'll get it when I'm ready. I'm like that now. I'll get it when I'm ready.
Storm, what do you think? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tronny.
Go ahead. Finish up, Tronny.
Oh, I just feel like this is exactly why I just look at everybody and I'm just looking at, like I said, I've never seen. I mean, you said there was like fights with the PS2, but the PS5 is a whole different generation of people, and this is also like a new experience of walking around with a mask on, being in line, hoping not to get sick, and you want that PS5. That's something I would never expect to do, and I will never do it.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I remember seeing pandemonium, but I'll get into that a little bit. Storm, you want to pick up on that? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think a lot of it was like what Tronny pointed out? You think a lot of it was buffered because of the pandemic, or what are your thoughts in general?
With the launch of the run it by me, run the question by me one more
PlayStation
time.
5 with it's split hairs with the Switch. Switch sold more units. Yeah, Switch sold more units in November. The PlayStation 5 made more money.
I got you.
So what do you think attributed to that success for the PlayStation 5 last month?
Well, PlayStation has a formula for success, man, called exclusive Sony games. You know what I'm saying? It comes from that first party studio every generation, and that's what keeps people so damn hyped for good reason about the PS5, MM. Yeah. So, and at $500 a pop and $399, $400 a pop US, right?
Yep.
You can expect some big numbers, so this is why I kept saying, like, yeah, the Switch is priced at $299. It's going to sell like hotcakes, but they have to sell so much hardware to get to these same numbers that Sony's trying to get to, or that they're capable of getting to every generation, right? They had to sell so many Switches at $299, whereas PlayStation can sell half the amount of Switches and still get up there in profit when it comes to software and accessories and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's another one that's a no-brainer right there. That's a given because of the price points, and the popularity of the PlayStation is always going to be at a fever pitch unless they drop the ball like they did early on with the PS3 and by making the thing $600, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what, man? You know what? It's making me realize that I like all these companies a little bit more than I thought I did because they are making quality products right now. Some, they're gonna have issues. Like all of them are gonna have issues when it comes to hardware. Some of the stuff is unacceptable. Some of it just comes with the territory, comes with the turf, and then some people go through with no issues. But man, Sony has been making reliable products for a minute now. And they had that library in them that's untouchable. So look, man, that's a formula for success, like I said.
Yeah, I think that they ran into kind of like a snafu with the whole we care about generations when I didn't come through. Even people like myself. But again, that brand is so synonymous with success as of late that it wasn't even a stumbling block. Bunny, what are your thoughts? Because we know that you were trying to get a PlayStation 5 day one. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna be straight honest with you.
Be honest.
Here we go. Here we go. Hit that like button. Hit it.
Be honest.
Had PlayStation had more units to sell, they would have outdone Switch in units sold. No matter what, money wise, they were going to make more money because the console costs more.
Cost of the schools,
but the fact that they did not have, they sold completely out of their stock worldwide, and it's only 5 million. Let's just say 2.5 million, and they sold out worldwide. Imagine if they had more stock to sell.
Right.
That is the only reason it's split down the middle between Nintendo and PlayStation. Had PlayStation had more units to sell, it would have outsold the Switch.
And see, Bunny, and that's a great point, because now if you look at that, like this, first of all, any of them, if they had more stock, if Microsoft had millions more stock, they would have been smashing it right now. You know what I'm saying? You could flip it over to the PC side too. If AMD had more stock, they'd be killing NVIDIA. If NVIDIA had more, they'd be stomping AMD. So that right there, it makes it interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes it interesting because we've never seen this before. We've never seen so much demand.
We've never seen where everything sells out worldwide on launch day. No, this has never happened with any console, because usually they have enough stock. When has it been where you didn't pre-order a console and you walk into the store? You could just walk into the store and they had extras that they could sell you. This console launch, that didn't happen. There were no extras to be sold. So like I said, had Sony had more stock to sell, it would have sold more than Switch.
So let me ask you this. All right, now this is going to be the question of the night right here. So if COVID had nothing to do with any of this, right? Do you think that they still would have? Shit, what am I trying to say? So COVID is a factor in this whole thing, is what I'm trying to say, right? And I had a good ass point, and I lost it. But
so you were asking. I think you were going with, had COVID not been around and this was a regular launch, do I still think that PlayStation would have outsold Switch with the price?
Yeah, that's part of it. And then the other part is, do you think that they still would have had do you think they would have had a bigger shipment, a larger quantity of PS5s, or do you think it would have been around the same?
I think it would have been more, because you got to think about it like this. They have 14 million PS4s sold. You gotta think about, like I said, if it was me, I would have at least wanted 60 million units to go worldwide, because I'm figuring at least half of that 113 is going to jump ship
at launch. You don't think that's a high number for launch shipments?
No,
launch window.
No, because think about it like this. Look at how fast they sold out with 2.5 million, and look at how many people want one still.
So I got my thought back when you're done. I got my thought back.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like I said, if I had that many units, I would at least half to ship worldwide. And you got to think 60 million units worldwide is not that big of a number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Think about how many nations you shipping to. Okay? I mean, even if you do the continents, 60 million into by 6 continents, you're only shipping 10 million per continent.
Yeah. See, but he's Steven's in the house right here saying,
Hey,
I think he's kind of feeling like I'm feeling, because he's saying that's way too many. 60 million is a lot of production, you know what I'm saying, to try to pump out there across the even though it's worldwide. I know what you're thinking, but that's a lot of damn consoles. You got, sometimes they don't even, like Microsoft reached that. They barely just passed that.
Yeah, in
If
5
you know what I'm
years.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So when it comes to numbers, but see, my point was, due to COVID, a lot of people are at home. A lot of people need to be entertained. So a lot of people are finding the money from somewhere to jump on these consoles like never before. Whereas if it wasn't a COVID situation, people would have been working, people would have been doing something else. They would have been out traveling, party, clubbing, whatever, right? They would have been spending that money in movie theaters and all this, right? But now they're benefiting from all these from the people that's at home, is my point, Bunny. And that's why the sales are so damn astronomical right now. It definitely contributes to it, in my opinion. So what do you think?
I mean, yeah, that contributes a lot to it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say, okay, so let's say it wasn't a COVID year.
Right.
Even before the COVID, how many people did you know who were already talking about getting 2 and 3 of them?
A lot. I know
I
some
mean,
people.
what I'm saying is you have, like, when I look at things like this, I look at my inner circle of friends who all game. Okay? When, like, let's say out of 6 friends, if let's say out of 6 friends, if 4 of them are talking about getting 2 plus
Oh
consoles.
no, hell no. I know I'm nobody really. Probably 1 or 2 people.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I know people in some of my inner circle of friends who were already talking about getting 2 to 3 consoles because they weren't sharing their damn consoles with their kids.
Right.
They were like, I get one for me, get one for my kids, get this, that, and the other. Okay, their kids going away to college. Oh yeah, I got to ship theirs with them to go to school. Things like that. So those are
Yeah.
things that you have to factor in also.
Yeah, and plus, Bunny, hey, when was the last time we seen a $299 Xbox and a $399
Yeah.
PlayStation that launched
PlayStation.
with a higher model than the 3? You know, with 2 different models, one at $399.
And that's what I'm saying. We've never seen that. But that's another thing that we got to go back on and talk about, because you were saying that the Switch with the price point of $299. If that was the case, Xbox price point had one at $299. Wouldn't they have been a little higher in sales if that mattered? But we already know they had less consoles made too.
Oh, let me throw this out
Go
here
ahead.
too. I
Throw it
got a
out
good
there.
question for y'all. So the thing that really blows me away about PlayStation 4 is that, I mean, PlayStation 5, is that they said that its launch, even with that limited supply, it outsold the PlayStation 4, which already surprised me because it outsold the juggernaut, which I never thought would ever happen again in gaming, PlayStation 2. So I'm looking at some raw numbers here. By the end of 2013, after, because the first month and a half that the console was out, the PlayStation 4 sold 4.4 million. It's already, the PlayStation 5 is already at 2 point something million. I think they were the week that they launched. I'm gonna ask Tronny first. Do you think that this PlayStation 5 by the end of 2020 is going to sell more than 4.4 million? Tronny, what are your thoughts on that? You think it'll outdo it?
She probably stepped away. Let me get it. Let me get that. Let me get that.
Okay.
That's a good one. Let me get that until she gets back.
Go ahead, Storm.
Check it out, bro. That's a hell of a question. If you look at the trend right now, you look at those numbers, hell yeah, it's going to eclipse that. I'm going to say probably between 5 to 7 million, Moss, if they can put that kind of production out there.
Okay.
Easily, bro, because again, now if things start looking better tomorrow, there's a vaccination and all that stuff, which we know is in the works. But if everybody starts getting well and people can get out there and they can start going back to normalcy, then yeah, but I can't see that happening for a little while. You know what I'm saying? So this right here is going to remain the trend until people can get back out and start doing some of those things that I talked about. But that's a hell of a question because, man, like I'm sure these companies are in the boardroom right now, or when doing work hours or whatever, or when they're working from home and all that. Look, I'm sure they're talking about, yo, we've never seen demand like this because we all know that you don't make too many extra consoles if you don't think they're gonna sell. That's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? So then they got to ramp up production. So I'm starting to hear now in my area that they're going to be having PlayStation 5s and Series X's and stuff in stores like Walmart and Best Buy in the coming weeks or coming days or whatever. And I think it's going to be a reoccurring situation up until that spring point that they're talking about. Phil Spencer and I don't know if Jim Ryan mentioned that the PS5s will be there will be more production around that springtime. But I know Phil
April.
said something like that.
April and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that I don't know. Hey, it's very interesting, bro. It's interesting because it's just I don't know. It's crazy that you can't walk in the store and just get a console without feeling like you're hopeless. I feel hopeless, man. The same thing with these this PC stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Everything, like Snow Bunny said, everything is depleted. You know what I'm saying? And that's because everybody's at home. I get it. But wow, man. I mean, even with all the restraints and the limitations, it's still outsold the PlayStation 4. To me, that's just bonkers. Bunny, do you think that the PlayStation 5, because I got a follow-up question to this. Do you think that the PlayStation 5 is going to outsell the PlayStation 4 by the end of this year?
You mean like outsold?
PlayStation 4 had 4.4 million sold by the end of 2013. Do you think that the PlayStation 5 is going to sell more than that by the end of 2020? Currently, it's like at around 2.2 million, I think it is. So,
if they can get more stock out there, I mean, that's the thing. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they would have to get more. They have to get at least 3 million more PlayStation 5s out into the wild.
Gotcha.
By the end of 2020. Now, if they can do that, then yeah, I think it's going to outsell the PlayStation 4.
Worldwide.
But the problem,
it's interesting. They're gonna have a nice shipment, Bunny, before the holiday, before Christmas or whatever. They're gonna have.
I mean, we got what? Wait a minute now. We got let's break it down and be realistic. Today is December 11th.
Right.
We got 14 days to Christmas.
Yeah, but when did the system launch is what I'm looking at. When did this thing launch? And then because once they started seeing the numbers go up like in a day, they should have been saying, "Oh man, we got to ramp up production now ASAP for the demand during the holiday."
That's what I'm saying. We gotta think because like right now, we thought they were going to have a ton more consoles for Black Friday. Remember?
Yeah.
I mean, and what? You go into stores and they might have had 2?
Yeah, so
if
look.
the stores had any at all, that's my point.
Chat is definitely dropping some knowledge, man.
Yeah, they're dropping. I'm gonna get to them before I hit you with my follow-up.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna slap y'all with the follow-up. I'm gonna give you that rib sauce that make you want to slap your mama. All right, here we go. Paul Bryan said, yo, Cyberpunk is legit on Stadia. I was playing the BC version on PlayStation 5 at midnight when it launched and was super underwhelmed and saw all the positive stuff about the Stadia version and it's blown me away. That's crazy, brother. He said, away with how good. It's just posted some pics on Twitter. Y'all did see some of your pics, Paul. I liked them.
Paul,
I liked them. I saw them earlier. Heath Stevens says that's way too many. Now maybe 10 million at launch. And Zajic says it would have been less without COVID. The demand for games was increased by COVID drastically. So he's with Tron on that one. That it was like a buffer. It helped increase the demand.
And then he also said, go ahead. Oh, I thought
go ahead.
I thought you was done because I don't want to miss this stuff down here. When he said, Zajic also said, realize as well that the total game market has increased year on year. So more consumers available.
That's a great point. Now we know we got the hater extraordinaire Amlunar. He says, "Hey buddy, do you think the Switch Pro is coming?" Oh no, that was actually a nice comment. I'm sorry, Amlunar. He says, "Hey buddy, do you think the Switch Pro is coming around the corner?"
I don't think it's around the corner. If they're going to launch it, I think it's going to be either second or they might wait till like March to do it, like they did with the first Switch, or they might wait till like September near Christmas.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing, because you got to think about it like this. With new hardware, they're going to suffer the same thing like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is. They're going to be fighting for competition for those parts. Only way I think when they release it, I think they're going to make sure they have enough stock in hand before they launch it. Because like I said, with the first Switch, they sold 18 million units in 9 months with the first Switch. They didn't anticipate that. That's the reason it was such a worldwide shortage of Switches when they first launched. I think if they're going to do a Switch Pro, they're going to wait till they can easily get the parts available. So it might be end of 2021 if they do one. If they do one in the beginning of 2021, I feel that it might be suicide because of the fact of lack of parts, because we don't know what's going down with shutdowns, if they're going to be shutting down or anything.
Yeah.
Charles Aran got a couple of questions for you, Storm. He says, Storm, there's a big if in the picture. He says, if we don't go back into lockdown after the holidays, I think he's talking about
he's absolutely right. I mean, people don't, I know nobody wants to really hear it, but we're dealing with facts and reality, man. Like if we're trying to be safe and all that, and we can't predict what's going to happen and how many cases is, Charles, you're right. So I think, like I said, people, this winter, people are going to be in home. You know what I'm saying? At least until the spring is what I'm thinking, like in home with restrictions or whatever, which is going to contribute to all the entertainment, movie watching, all that stuff, man. So it's going to be real interesting to keep an eye on all that stuff, Charles.
Absolutely. I mean, considering Warner Brothers is talking about releasing all the movies that they were going to release for the year in theaters on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's crazy. Something we gotta think about also. Like, these companies are seeing a trend differently, and they like the trend. I mean, you gotta think about it.
And that's sad. Let's switch tracks and go to the movie theaters, man. Like, come on, man. Like the movie theaters are hurting. They can't get no bailout or none of that. We can't lose IMAX and all that, y'all. Like
I would die. I would die.
You know what I'm saying, man? Moss, think about it. We can't go in there and hear. Like I have a 7.1 surround system, 2 subwoofers, but you know what I'm saying? I got a decent setup, right?
Yep.
But I still like going to the movie theater to hear that real deal surround sound that I can't pay for. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I definitely do not want to see.
And gaming now. So let me ask y'all this. Let's get into it. I know this is off the script. We don't have a note for this, but I don't want to jinx. I don't believe in a damn jinx. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I'm asking Bunny, what makes gaming, the hobby gaming, seem invincible right now? Other than the fact that people are home, is there anything else that you could think about? Because gaming is just taking off, like in comparison to movies and all this other stuff, like rest businesses and all that. And I'm not saying if you own a business, I'm not trying to really compare, but I'm just trying to put things in perspective of why gaming is doing so damn great.
Well, you got to think about it like this also. Look at the technology we have. Yes, you hear me talk about technology.
I like it.
Look at how many people, look at how many casual gamers there are now.
Yeah.
Because of games like Candy Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Games like the mobile games. Look at Genshin Impact. People who see that on mobile, it's a free game on mobile. My mom, prime example, she'll go and look in the app store and see a game for free, and she'll download it to her iPad and play it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how many free apps and free games that all these companies are offering people on their cell phones, their tablets. Oh, let me whip out a few levels of Candy Crush while I'm waiting at the doctor's.
Right.
Those same people, when let's say like with Genshin Impact, let's say those same people who playing Genshin Impact see, oh, I can play Genshin Impact on my TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me go try that. My mom. Oh, I can get Animal Crossing. Let me get Animal Crossing because there was Pocket Camp. Those are the factors that you have to also take into consideration. A lot of these people, yeah, you don't want to admit it, but a lot of them are casual gamers who's coming from the mobile market. Look at Pokemon Go. Nintendo and Niantic and Game Freak were geniuses. They did Pokemon Go. Then they did Let's Go. Then they made it so that hey, your Pokemon that you caught in Let's Go, in Pokemon Go on your phone, you can transform into Let's Go and play on your TV.
All right. Before we go any further, I just want to let everybody know that we are now officially at the hour mark. Phone lines are open. You can leave us yappas. So let me just leave the links to those right here. If you want to give us a call, you can give us a call at 724-739-3612. You can go also to PNTS Yappas at pntsnetwork.com, PNTS main Yappa, and you can leave us a recorded voice message that will play live on air. So give us a phone call or you can leave a recorded message. Phone lines are now open. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, that's the one thing you got to think about why gaming took off. Look at the technology. Like some people I know who would never play like video games on their TV or anything, love playing mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's classified as gaming. Some of them 3 billion gamers that companies want to hit, a lot of them are mobile gamers. Some people don't give two shits about console gaming or PC gaming.
So you're saying
they'll just play that shit on their phone.
So it's making me think about what Zajic was hinting at when it came to the fact that gaming was going to do okay anyway. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the pandemic or not, it was going to grow because that was the trend that it was already happening. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Here's my follow-up question now. I don't know if Peach made it back yet, but this is my question. This is why I threw those numbers at y'all, right? I threw those numbers at y'all because something that I heard from a wise man by the name of, and I forget the wise man's name, but Peter Moore. Peter Moore, former head of Xbox. Him and Seamus Blackley, they are the original OGs. I love that era. Please bring it back. Mwah! I wish we could. But Peter Moore said in an interview, he let everybody know, hey, look, man, we're in this to grind it out with PlayStation. We ain't sleeping on them. They can sleep on us all they want. They're gonna need some no-dos a little bit. Because here's the deal. It's all about the race to 10 million. Whoever hits 10 million first wins the generation. So that's a perfect segue to the next part of this, which a lot of people may feel a certain way about it, but it is what it is. We gotta keep it real here. We're talking all this great stuff about Xbox. We're talking all this great stuff. We're talking all this great stuff about PlayStation. We're talking all this great stuff about the Switch. Not so much with Xbox. The Xbox Series X and S debuted lower than the Xbox One. Now, here's the thing, and I did a video on this earlier. Even Daniel Ahmad, the guy that pointed this out from Matt Piscatella, said it's definitely because of supply. It's definitely because of supply. But we talked about this. Everybody was suffering from supply. And Bunny's familiar with this. These are my thoughts. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about this. Am I off the reservation or what? I think what Xbox did is an old tactic that Nintendo's familiar with. You undersupply so you can psychologically increase demand, right? Because they know that if they tried to put as much supply out there that PlayStation did, that they would have had a problem. And from what I heard from some very valid sources, that PlayStation, they both were having hard times getting stuff out there, but PlayStation was really having a hard time getting stuff out there. So it was easier for Xbox to get their supply out there. So if they really wanted to ramp it up, they really could have. They just knew the juggernaut that they were going against. And they didn't want a situation where extra stock was sitting on the shelves and grimy people like MM2K walking by with they taking selfies. Look at it, there's 8 Xboxes on the shelf. So they wanted to avoid that. So they undersupplied to increase demand. So with that said, being that it looks like that Xbox is already starting at a disadvantage, the Xbox Series S was supposed to break that disadvantage, y'all remember? It was going to bring in more casuals to the whole forefront. Yeah. PlayStation is already outpaced in the PlayStation 4. Do we have a clear indicator of who's going to hit that 10 million first? Yes or no? Who wants to pick that up first?
Well, look, I'll say this. PlayStation was always destined to outsell the damn Xbox no matter what they tried to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at the last generation and it was just on fire. I mean, why would that momentum cease when they were giving you, a dope console, new controller that was, revolutionary? I'm just going to say the word. I know some people disagree with it, but hey, the controller was never, never seen anything like it.
It's dope.
So all that plus the portfolio, man, first party studio, the talent, look at games like Last of Us 2 winning game of the year and Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West and all these other games, God of War, man, just the fact that they just put a trailer out there. We know that game's not coming until 2023 or some shit. But the fact that they put that trailer out there, man, that's it's brand loyalty right there. It just says, look, man, we got y'all. Y'all know it's coming. Just wait on us and we'll deliver. You know what I'm saying? So people were going to jump on this PlayStation thing regardless. And now, when you look at the $299 Xbox Series S, that was supposed to be the move that was supposed to get the ball rolling and undercut Sony and shake things up a little bit. But they don't have them games, man. They don't. And the Series S, that's a good entry point console. It's great. Fantastic when you look at the fact that they could do 1440p and all this stuff, and how games like Watch Dogs Legion is looking on it. But at the end of the damn day, you're coming into this thing with 50, 60 million units sold. You know what I'm saying? and so you can't expect those numbers to double because you didn't have the damn fans that Sony had in the first place. I want
to push back a little bit. I want to push back on something that you said. I want your thoughts on this. I want your thoughts on this, good brother.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm not really pushing back on what you said. I'm pushing back on something that you mentioned, but came from elsewhere. Now, remember that Xbox Series S was supposed to be the one that bring people in to the next generation console because again they want to play their 2K21s and what else, Storm? They want to play their Cyberpunk 2077s with you know what I'm saying?
And all that and Black
Ops. But what ended up happening for the people that got the Series S version of Cyberpunk? They ended up with a slightly enhanced version of the S, right? So the S ain't really doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? Or am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. I mean, and so we were talking about this before the show, and this is why I like to see all of the lower end consoles get a boost, and the higher end consoles go ahead and just step it up there and just, it's just sad, man, to look at what's going on with Cyberpunk on these damn base model consoles, bro. Like it's sad. Like when you look at that, if that's not a slap in the face to anybody that can't afford the next generation of consoles. You know what I mean? Some people still can't afford the current or the gen that just passed, can't even afford the Pro and the X and, things like that, right? So they stay with the ones that they could afford. But then when you see the performance, like, I don't like that, man. I really don't. I wish they'll step it up and just really give people, because see, the CCU, god damn it. The CPU could have changed a lot when it comes to these consoles. CPUs, MM2K, you could have found a better CPU than the Jaguar CPU, right? That right there would have made these consoles look a little bit more appealing, and they would have been able to stay in the game at resolutions 1080p and probably even above if they had put the right CPUs in the console. Yes, it would have increased price a little bit, but they have PC like CPUs that's like $100 that can outperform the damn Jaguar CPU, right? So I don't know. I'm just thinking about all this stuff, and yes, the Series S was $299, but like I kept saying to people, yeah, it was going to be a sweet point because I remember Bunny talking about this on Scrampunks and all that. And I said that I thought it was going to be good for Microsoft, and it will. It'll sell more units for the people that's trying to upgrade MM eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they still don't have the fan base. I got to go back to that one more time. They don't have the fan base that Sony has that's willing to just jump in and go balls to the wall, you know what I'm saying, for the next hardware.
Mm-hmm. Peach, go ahead. You had some thoughts on that?
I kind of said earlier, I kind of feel the same. Just like there's just so much like going on right now. It's kind of hard to even pinpoint what people. I think everyone has their purpose of what they're doing. I can't really say. Like right now, I'm still looking for a PS5. So I'm sitting here just like feeling kind of like or PS4. It doesn't matter, either or at this point. I don't know. I can't really say.
Yeah.
It's so much right now going on.
Oh, yeah.
Before I jump to you, Snow Bunny, I want to. Wartone brings up some interesting points.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
he says, think about it from this parent's point of view. You can't afford the next gen, so you get the cheaper version and allow them to upgrade down the road and then have 2 boxes in the house. Wartone, that was the argument that we heard prior to what people were saying why the Xbox Series S was going to even the score. You know, we were having, shout out to Dirk Griggity and all them. That was the conversation that we were having on Scrampunks. The S is going to even the playing field, particularly in the United States, and do some damage in Europe. We were told even that in the Stadia circles, right, Storm? That it was going to even the playing field because it was going to do exactly that, Wartone.
Yep.
That was the rhetoric that we talked about in advance. Now that we're at the dance, that rhetoric, the audio, like Z says, the audio don't match the visuals. People ain't thinking about that. The kids want the best thing that's out there. The parents don't understand the difference between an S and an X. They don't know the difference between that. They're not saying, I'm going to upgrade and flip that, get these Nikes, and then go to these Air Jordans next year. They don't understand how that works.
He's already trying to figure out a way to get my damn Series X, and my wife is out there. That's why I went out there, man. I'm like, what the hell you mean you trying to get this dude my Series X, man?
It's like Bunny said.
It's about to be a problem.
People buying multiple X's. They're buying maybe multiple digital PlayStation 5 digitals to keep their kids away. That works. That what you're describing right there is an interesting point. It was an interesting theory to debate over, but it's not coming to fruition. Because if it was coming to fruition, then things would be a lot tighter. This is looking very similar. I hate to say it, to last generation. Let me pull up these numbers again. Last generation, PlayStation 4 sold 4.4 million. Xbox One sold 3 million. Then you flip over to 2014. It was 14.59 million. Guess how many Xboxes were sold? 7.9 million. Xbox had a deeper catalog last gen around this time. They don't have that catalog this gen.
They don't. And that catalog, that lack of that catalog is hurting them because people are asking the question. And man, what question are they asking? Why? Why what?
Why? This is supposed to be the world's most powerful console.
Like,
and again,
why upgrade?
I get what you're saying, Wartone. You're talking about all of the insider information and all the insider rhetoric. And when I say rhetoric, I don't mean
Wartone, that. He needs to be making sense, right? When he says that he has an X and an S, and you upgrade when whatever, but you got multiple Xboxes in the house. The kids can play.
It makes sense
and all that.
To us, the 5%. Me used to, but the average parent, they're not part of the 5%. They're not thinking about it that way. People are asking me, how do I get the X? You might want the S. The who? Timmy, you want the S? I don't want that shit. Give me the X.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, they don't want that. No, sorry, MM2K. He wants that X. So in theory, to us nerds, the 5%, that makes sense. But I think we got caught up in our own bubble when we was talking those bullet points. It's not coming to fruition now. And like Storm said, without the catalog, it's going to be hard to see, but it'll be interesting thing to keep your finger on. Storm, any other thoughts before we let Bunny chime in?
Yeah, real quick, because people were voicing their displeasure, man. Like from journalists on down to the fans. Anytime I heard Dirk, man, shout out to Dirk Griggity, man. Anytime I hear him calling a spade and saying that, they didn't deliver, so to speak, on the game front and all that stuff, man. It just puts things into perspective. And that's what we're trying to attack, is the fact that, everybody was like, oh, this is the move that's going to end it all. And I know that War Tom said something about Bethesda being purchased and all that, but it's going to take a minute for that to really, to see the fruits of that labor or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Come to
I'm a Bethesda fanboy, War Tone. You can't run that past. I mean, I get what you. This is the 5% rhetoric. I call it the FPR. 5% rhetoric. It sounds good in our heads. Yeah, when we at the barbershop. Yeah, because this is going to happen. But the average consumer, whether what we're saying is a better choice for them, they don't think that way. And that's why it's not coming to fruition. Like you're talking about the console gamer generation is growing. Growing to what? Respawn just told us a couple of years ago they're not growing. I'm listening to the devs, brother. I'm sorry. We got to get out of our barbershop FPR rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. It sounded good in theory. It doesn't seem like it's going to come into fruition. It's not over for Xbox. It's just looking like that Xbox might have to go back to the whiteboard, come up with, an enhanced strategy. You know what I mean? Bunny, what are your thoughts on all this? You think they're going to get to 10 million first, or is it still too early to tell?
Let's be honest here. We already know that Xbox and Phil Spencer, out of his own mouth, said he doesn't care whether you buy it or not.
Jesus.
So, do you think they care if they hit that 10 million or not? They're trying to push that Game Pass and things like that. They've already said that Sony and Nintendo is not competition. So we already know who's going to hit the 10 million consoles because they want to sell the consoles. Xbox already said straight up they didn't want to. They remember when Phil Spencer said, and everybody had a conniption fit when he said, "We don't care if you buy our consoles or not. We're not about selling the consoles." Remember when he said that himself?
Yeah. That is true. Absolutely true.
I mean, let's get it straight. We know the people who want to sell the consoles. We know Nintendo wants to sell their consoles, and we know Sony wants to sell that PlayStation 5. Xbox then already told you don't have to buy our consoles to play our games. That goes into an article that somebody who was interviewing Nadella. Nadella said they want to get to 3 billion gamers out there. They want to touch the 3 billion gamers and let gamers play how they want, wherever they want, and with whoever they want. That's what he said himself. He's saying they didn't want to lock anything, or I don't want to say lock, but he wants to hit those 3 billion gamers to let the gamers choose where they play, how they play, and with who they play.
All right. Now I want to say something real quick right here as Dark Lord Alu joins the chat. I want to say something real quick though, Bunny, because I remember conversations that we had, and we can go into some stuff like Halo Infinite real quick. All right, and how that game, some people thought it was going to be coming in March. They were like, yeah, don't trip too hard. It'll be here. They're just going to get it ready for the spring. And I'm like, hell no. Why hell no? Why would they push it up to the spring when they have Xcloud that they're trying to push for 2021, right? So you can expect Halo in the fall or around the fall. Now I could still be wrong, but we'll see. Halo in the fall, Xcloud revision upgrades in the fall or near the fall or whatever, right? And then now you even got something was just pushed back to Xcloud. Yeah, the PC, the desktop is gonna be 2021, spring 2021 or whatever for desktop Xcloud integration and all that, so you could be able to play that on your desktop PC. So all of this stuff is seeming like I'm right on when it comes to the moves that they're making. It's all setting it up for the cloud. Yes, that Bethesda purchase, y'all, I think it was more cloud focused. You know what I mean? They can put that whole catalog of games on Xcloud to entice all the gamers they can, which is going to be a lot if they want to play those games. Hey, you want to play these games? You know what I'm saying? Sign up Game Pass right now. They're all included. And you can even play them in the cloud on the go. That's the move right there, y'all. So they're not worried about these consoles. That's why people's discs are not going in the damn disk drive right now. If they was really worried about it, they would have took time and made sure that thing would have came out smoother than that. You know what I mean? Go ahead. That's just my opinion.
No, it's a great point. They said Project Ettenberg. Yes, man. But hey, look, man. No, this is Storm Stradamus. Look, here's where I'm concerned about Microsoft, though. Here's where I'm concerned. They got their hands in every pot, but they're not mastering anything. Like, okay, they have the console, but they're last place with the console. Okay, they're going to do cloud gaming, but their cloud gaming is like pretty much in last place. We don't have official numbers, but when you look at engagements and you look at performance, I mean, it's GFN Stadia, a couple of people, some people in there, and Xcloud is like hanging towards the bottom, right? Okay, Game Pass is the number one subscription game service out there when there's really not too many, but it's the number one game subscription service out there, but you can't just experience it in your hands, bare hands. It's got to be played on somewhere. So none of the conduits, like Xbox, they have the Microsoft store. It's not the Microsoft store is dead last. One of the last places you want to go to. Even people now even prefer the Epic Game Store than the Microsoft store. Every conduit that you go to in order to have the Xbox experience, they're last in that conduit. So my concern is that, see, there's this misconception. Storm understands this because we're cloud gamers. There's this misconception that a cloud gamer plays everywhere equally.
Yeah.
And that's not true. Like, most of my playing, I like the cloud because of the convenience and the fact that I can transfer it. But 99% of my playthrough on the cloud is via my PC. I played on my PC. Storm's
99% of mine is the CCU.
99% of the playing through the cloud for people in India and Asia is going to be on their mobile phones. 90% somewhere else, maybe in Korea. Well, no, Korea's going to be mobile phones too. In China, in Switzerland, it's going to be PC. You see what I'm saying? So people like to have their places where they go to the vast majority of the time. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to swap here, swap. That's not how it works. And my concern is where the end user device, Microsoft is last in delivering their product to you everywhere. Mobile, they have the worst performance for mobile.
All right.
When it comes to PC, the worst performance for PC. Mm-hmm. When it comes to console, they're dead last in console. So even though they're in these plethora of places, I'm concerned that if they, even if they say, well, we're eventually going to go to phones and PCs a little bit more heavily, you got to master something. You know what I'm saying? And I just worry about that argument. Well, they're going to go to other places because you got to master something first before you get too confident.
I get where you're coming from, bro. You got to build that brand loyalty up, man. Once you got that, you could take people any damn way, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then that's even hard to prove though, because PS Now didn't take off like Sony wanted it to. I don't know what focus and emphasis they had on PS Now, but you make a good point, man, when you bring these things up, because yeah, if cloud is hot and you could do 4K streaming in the cloud on Xbox and all that in the future, for example, we know Stadia is out, GeForce Now is out. They come with ups and downs. But man, if you think about it, you do have to master something. Sony has that in the bag. First party exclusive games, man. People know they're going to get them no matter what it takes 2 to 4 years. They're going to get them. And when they come, they're going to be a great ass experience. Days Gone, even 60, it's just now you can play that game at 60 FPS, and that helps make the whole experience what it should have been. I mean, that's just the life of a PlayStation gamer, man. They can expect those things.
So overall, we had this situation with NPD, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, splitting hairs, Xbox, it's still like, are they gonna turn around the corner? I mean, what is everybody's thoughts on this overall? Is this too early to tell, or what's the case? Any closing thoughts on this?
I'm still thinking it's too early to tell because, like I said, if they can get more stock, then yeah, we're good to go.
Okay.
That's the only problem right now is no stock.
And it's anybody's ball game.
Exactly. Like I said, if they get more stock out there, yeah, Nintendo will be in trouble. But the problem is more stock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you want to say, Storm?
I don't think Nintendo will be in trouble, honestly, because Nintendo is Nintendo.
They love that damn thing, bro. They love it.
They love it. They love the feel of it. They love the Joy-Cons that you can detach and all that stuff. So Nintendo's going to be fine regardless of what Sony and Microsoft is trying to do. Now, if the only way Microsoft can leapfrog PlayStation is if PlayStation hits a standstill and they can't put units out and Xbox can. That's the only way. Y'all look at it realistically now. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I don't know. That's just my take on it, man.
Interesting. Tronny, any thoughts on these revelations of NPDs? Is it too early to tell, or do we have like definite signs of who's going to be victorious next gen?
Like I said, I can't predict either because I feel like how are things going depends on, like he said, stock. It has to do with stock.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All righty. Well, that was an interesting discussion. Let's move it on, my good friends, to the next topic. But let me switch screens real quick. Hey, Storm, can you read what's going on in the chat? This chat is busy.
I was just looking at it. I was looking at it, man. Let's go back up. Wartome is back in the building. He's trying to catch up with the two-time speed. Let me see. Damn, it's just so
I know
so much. I feel like I missed it because I was into the damn discussion. But Dark Lord came in. I don't know if you got a chance to get what Dark Lord said.
No, I didn't get a chance to get no.
But Dark Lord Alu said, might as well face the facts. Microsoft is the new Dreamcast. They want to put Game Pass everywhere, including PS5 and Nintendo.
God damn.
The Xbox brand is dead. You know
Jesus.
How you feel? MM, does that hold any validity? I mean, do you understand where Dark Lord is coming from?
It's a concern. I'm not going to go that far and say they're dead. It's a concern. I get Phil's vision, but Phil has to understand. He has to be able to connect with what gamers are looking for. And there was a podcast. He's an Xbox guy too. Goes by the name of the Dawn. I remember listening to a podcast that he was on a few years ago, and he openly admitted, he said the biggest thing that Xbox, and I think this was all like after the turmoil of Scalebound being released, or Crackdown, after the whole debacle that was Crackdown. And we were like, how in the hell did Phil Spencer come out here and say that he held Crackdown so it can be what gamers deserved and it end up being that? Like how in the hell would that happen? And Dawn, in light of that, said, you know what? Xbox's main problem is that they try, you got to think of them like an orangutan in a wild. Before they try to reach the other vine, though, they're one of those just happy-go-lucky orangutans where before they go grab the other vine, they lose their grip on the one that they're on, and they end up slipping and falling and stumbling. They got to get back up and start swinging again.
Yeah.
And you see a lot. I think that was a great analogy. Too much, not enough holding firm on the stuff that you've already promised. It's like, we promised it didn't come through. Okay, what's the next thing? And they gotta get back to trust with the general consumer. I know there's people out here that may listen to that and they may say, "Oh, MM2K, well, they got my trust." They already got you. If you were good enough, then there would be no problem. They got to get more. It's just as simple as that. And they got to get people that don't think like you. And apparently there's more people that don't think like you than there are that do, So they got to do better. And that is a danger, but I'm not willing to say that they're there yet.
That's what's up.
With that said, any other thoughts before we move on?
No, let's move on.
Nah, moving on.
All right. So here we go, people. The Video Game Awards. Let's look at it.
Uh-oh.
The 2020 winners.
Well, we know this is going to close the show out because I'm telling you now, this is about to get heated.
It's about to get heated. I know Bunny is mad. She's already kicking her table. Look. The game of the... Let's talk about the game of the year. Let's start there. Let's just rip the scab off. But also, don't forget, y'all, if you want to call in, give us your thoughts, 724-739-3612. Also, let me do this real quick, too, before we go into this full and deep. I want to go and show you guys, because we got some new people here on the show. Y'all don't understand how Yappas work. So that link to the Yappa, what it does is it takes you down here, right? And what you guys and gals can do is leave us a recorded message. Now I'm gonna go to the homie EJ Mix, because he left the dope Yappa. We always refer to his Yappa. Let me see. Do I have? Oh, let me see. Let me play it real quick and see if y'all can hear it. Okay, I can't hear it.
Yeah, I can't hear it. I didn't hear it either.
I can't. I couldn't even hear it. What the hell? I was new.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get it working. But yeah, leave us a Yappa there and we'll respond to it. You can go there or you can call into 724-739-3612. All right. But to the nominees. What's going on, people? What do y'all think about The Last of Us Part 2 taking home Game of the Year? Tronny, I want to start with you. I know this is going to call, and I'm starting with you because you know what's going to happen, Tronny. This is going to start a fight between Storm and Bunny, and me and you we're going to have to sit back and we're just going to crack our asses off. Tronny, what do you think about Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year? Is it surprising? Is it deserving? Nail biter? What were your thoughts? Because I saw you put something out there on Twitter, so I want you to express what you put out there on Twitter too.
Oh, what I put on Twitter? Okay, so I only expressed it how I felt. To me, it deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it went through development hell. We kind of noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was, they're trying their best. It was worse when they got exposed and all that stuff. All this, their leak that happened. But then I look at it where I'm seeing all the people getting upset, and I'm like, why are you upset? If you didn't play the game, don't get upset. If you played the game and you didn't like it, why are you taking this time to harass the people? Again, it doesn't make sense to me. And then I found out, and people were saying, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but people voted for Ghost of Tsushima more because they just didn't like they didn't like Last of Us 2. And I feel like that's really messed up. That's really, to me, I find that messed up because you're pretty much putting both developers down. You're only voting for Ghost of Tsushima because you voted because out of spite. You didn't vote because you actually liked the game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all developers deserve an award personally, and because I feel like everyone had their, everyone worked hard. Everybody does. And it's pretty much just for our creativity.
Oh, hold on 1 second. We got a phone call.
1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Get it, let's go.
Hello, you are live with the commission. Who is it that we're talking to? And who is it, our good friend?
Oh, okay. This is John Jackson. This MM2K?
Yes, this is MM2K.
All right. I gotta say, man, I appreciate y'all up in this building, man. Representing live up in Orlando, Florida.
All right, John.
I just had a question because I got to your podcast late. I listened to it at work, but with Cyberpunk, I just got it on the Xbox. Loving the game, but the graphics are like they all slow and shit. So on Stadia, is it like better? Because I just got in on the podcast.
So okay, so I'm sorry. What system did you originally
he was
pick
asking
it up?
The Stadia version.
I got it on that Xbox. They got so many different versions. They just fucking with a nigga. I don't know. I got the one that's a S or whatever, but it's still like when it rains and shit. It's all It's not stable. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Somebody had a question for you. Go ahead. So whoever.
Oh no, I was saying, what was it, the newest gen or was it last gen console for the S? Is it the One
It's
S
the
or the
one
Series
I got
S?
like a terabyte, and it looks like you turn it upside down. You turn it to the side, and there's like a circle, a black circle.
Oh, you got the Series S, yeah,
S.
brother. Oh man, hey, look, here's the deal, and this is what war tones. Why I want you to listen to this, brother. Listen to this. This is real life situations here, man. Because we get a lot of people that are caught in the nerdistry, Jack, and they don't understand. And here's what happened with you. You got the next generation console, which is the S, but it's the weakest one of them all. And the problem with the S, my friend, is that when it comes to backwards compatibility, it plays the weakest version of the last gen. And the weakest version last gen was the Xbox One S. So here's what a lot of people don't realize. Cyberpunk 2077, the one that you're playing, is not the Xbox Series S version. It is the Xbox One S version, just being played up on a souped up machine. So it's slightly better. And that's why you're experiencing that mess. Now, here's what I will say. On Stadia, oh yeah, Stadia looks way better than that trash, brother. It looks better than that trash. But it all depends on what your appetite is lusting for. Me and Storm, we want the best of the best. We want the bells and the whistles, so we're getting it on PC. But if you ain't got to have every single bell and whistle, you know what I'm saying, or you don't have access to a super powerful PC, we highly recommend getting it on Stadia, because if you buy the Stadia version, they give you a free unit, brother. My unit's already in the mail. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
They give you a free Stadia Premier edition that comes with the controller and the Chromecast Ultra for your TV.
Yep. Can't beat
that. I'm getting stuff like this. It's just people are walking through walls and stuff, and there's like I throw a grenade and my character starts floating. So I'm wondering like if the Stadia version had like a more superior run on it.
Listen. Hey, look, that don't really happen for what I saw on the Stadia version. The only thing about the Stadia version, because we keep it real, man, I love Stadia, but the 4K 30 frames per second stuff, man, they need to put a 4K performance mode or something in the game. That's the only knock I have of it. And now the graphics, PC blows everything away, just to let you know, right? But Stadia, you're going to, at 1080p 60, you're going to be able to play through that, and you're going to be like, damn, man, as long as your internet can handle it, that and your speeds don't have to be that high, but as long as you got a good connection, so if your connection don't drop and dip all crazy, then you're going to have a good experience on Stadia, I'm telling you right now. And the good thing about Stadia is you could just try it out, and if you don't like it, you don't have to continue the service. Try it out free for a month, buy Cyberpunk, play an hour of the game, refund that bad boy if you don't like it, and then cancel your subscription at the end of that month.
Here's the thing, bro. That's the great thing about Stadia. As long as you ain't played a game for over 2 hours or you ain't had it for more than 2 weeks, if you don't like what you see, you can return it.
Yeah.
Oh,
get
that's
your
cool.
Full refund
in
minutes.
In minutes.
All right, that's better than that whatever streaming thing I got on Xbox. That's hard too. I try to play it on my computer and it all
Xcloud,
starts crumbling up. But yo, much love to y'all. Straight up, I'm a janitor, so I listen to y'all while I'm an expert of the custodial arts. So I listen to y'all when
check it out.
I'm mopping my
man.
floors and shit. Yo, I just want to give some shout outs to my boy Huggy. Drop a plug for my podcast, Graphic Black, on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
your boy representing straight out, Orlando, but representing from Oakland. All my real niggas at and shit, and got nothing but love for y'all, man.
Hey, check this out before you roll out though. Make sure you check out if you looking for something to listen to, Bunny. What can you listen to, Bunny?
Me and Storm have a show on Sundays called Yin Meets Yang of Gaming. But for you could also listen to us on Radio Public if you have the Radio Public app. Our older shows are on there, and they're about 2 hours long if you want to get through work.
Okay, Radio Public. Okay.
Yep.
It's Yin Meets Yang of Gaming.
Yeah, I listen to that because I know you're like a Switch fan, but my brother got a Switch. I keep feeling like I'm gonna break that shit because my hands are big. If they make a bigger hand, then I'll buy it.
Dad, no problem. But yes, catch us there. And thanks for tuning in. And thanks for calling tonight.
Hey, man, thanks for the support, man. Have a good one, brother. And I hope that helps. I hope that helps. All right.
All right, God bless.
Yeah, same to you, brother. That's what's up. See, that's what I'm saying. Wartone, you get it? No, I'm messing with him. Wartone knows I'm messing with him. But those are the examples that I'm getting every day, Storm, Bunny, and Tronny. I'm getting questions like that, like, oh man, I picked up everybody's not part of the 5% nerdistry like us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep it real here. And Storm kept it real, man. We we're stadiums, but if you want them bells and whistles, man, you got to go where, Storm? You got to go where?
Hey, PC. You got to go PC, man. You got to go native. You got to go big. You got to go 2020 graphics cards, 3060 Ti on up, man. You know what I'm saying? If you really want all that, the bells and whistles on Cyberpunk and stuff.
Absolutely. But thank you so much for the support. Also, too, brother, do me a favor, man, because we show love here. That plug is definitely hot, but we want to do you one better. Drop something in the chat so I can make you an admin and you can put a link to your podcast on SoundCloud and everything. Do that.
There you go.
We'll get you some exposure, good brother.
And he rarely ever does that. Hey, pump the brakes, man. You rarely ever do that for people. So you know what I'm saying? It's all love tonight. Friday night. Let's go.
But while I'm trying to show love, we got the Aminar up here hating. He said, you might as well buy the Series X. Didn't you just hear the brother say that he had issues with the Series? Man, Aminar, sit your ass down. Anyway.
Nah, Aminar, man, I back Aminar, man. Come on, man. Aminar is trying to tell him value, the right value, because Cyberpunk is running better on the Series X. In fact, an update just came out that y'all not talking about on the commission, man. The update is supposed to be coming out in December, or it already dropped, to make these games run better and make the Series X perform better. Don't act like y'all didn't see it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll see it when I believe it. You know me. I'm the old man shaking my fist. I'll see it when I believe it. All right, but no, great phone call. Thank y'all. Again, all y'all got to do is call in to 724-739-3612, and then we'll have some great conversation like that, man. We don't bite.
Right.
Bunny, Last of Us 2 robbed your Animal Crossing for Game of the Year. Who are you tackling and beating up first?
That's whatever. I mean, here's the thing about games, and I realize this: everybody's taste in games is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I accept that. Like The Last of Us Part 2, I didn't even want to play the first Last of Us. I had a PS3. I just didn't want to play the first one. The second one, didn't want to play it either. But everybody's going to have their own, love of whatever. I'm just happy that Animal Crossing was even considered.
Yeah, I got
for Game of the Year. I mean, you understand? I mean, look at the type of game it is. I was shocked it was even considered Game of the Year. But, you have some Nintendo fans out here and some fans out here screaming that it was rigged and Animal Crossing done all this good and this, that, and the other, and it lost. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there like, yeah, okay, it lost. So, whatever. I was already anticipating Last of Us 2 is going to take it home no matter what. It's just one of those, when you look at the games and things and at the awards, you kind of know what games are going to win the awards before they're even announced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like you kind of know.
Mm-hmm. And that's a segue back to Tron. And Tron, I didn't mean to skip over you. I just wanted to pick with Bunny, and she ain't falling for it. She don't never fall for my antics. But Tron, you were saying, you were describing, before we got that phone call, you were describing, you know what I'm saying, your thoughts on it. You said Last of Us 2 deserved it, but you were giving your thoughts overall on how people should take these game awards and stuff.
I just think that they should take the game awards as just, it's just a award show. It's based off, it's based off people who do like it. But at the same time, I'm like, what is your game of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a award show to tell you what is the game of the year?
Absolutely.
I always find that really silly.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree. Storm, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, turn me up a little bit, man. Turn my mic up some.
Turn the headphones up. Turn the headphones up. All right.
Check it out. I'm gonna keep it real and trill like I always try to do, man. I don't need to you know, Bunny, I tell you what, I got a lot of love for Animal Crossing, and I see what y'all doing. People out there putting hours into it, selling millions. Y'all better look at them numbers. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it had a chance at winning game of the year, but I do think that it needs more recognition than it received. Like, don't just give me no damn second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth place trophy and shit. You get what I'm saying? Give me the real deal. I want to put me on the pedestal that I deserve to be on. And game of the year is out here robbing a few games. I'm just sitting up here thinking about it, man. Animal Crossing and whatever game you think should have won, right? That's how it is. So, but when we go back to Last of Us 2, y'all, I want y'all to listen real carefully, right? That's a magnificent ass game, flaws and all. Yeah. Like Beyonce said, flaws and all, man. You know what I'm saying? The game is so goddamn revolutionary, so dope. I mean, just the animations and it didn't hit the PS5 target mark that they had when we saw it in the trailers with the animations and everything. The audio didn't match the visuals. You know what I'm saying? Completely. But shit, I can't lie. I have not played a game this generation, that did to me what Last of Us 2 did. That right there was a nice ass storyline. The game was long. It wasn't all short. Because see, people be crying about short games in M2K, y'all. They cry, oh man, it was short. It was over too quick. It was good, but it was over too quick. Nah, hell no. Nah. This game right here told a story from multiple perspectives. It's dope as hell. The graphics, it reinvented the wheel. The game loaded decent, like fast, and it was beautiful. And the storyline, I don't give a damn what people think about the story, to tell you the truth. Hey, the developers had a vision. They dropped that vision on our heads. Nothing out there is like it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, thank God they gave me a twist that I wasn't expecting, because who wants to play through something knowing what the hell is about to happen? So that game, and people had a problem with the whole I'm just going to say it. They had a problem with the sexuality stuff and all that. Hey, look, man, this is 2020. People read novels about that kind of shit. You play video games. You watch all kinds of movies. Don't come out here acting like The Last of Us 2 should be forbidden and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do all that, man. Like, please don't do that to the medium. Like, look, they worked hard on the damn game. They brought us a game like I can't wait to see what it's looking like on PS5 if it gets any kind of improvements, because I do want to go back and play the damn game again. Exactly. Like, it deserves Game of the Year. Nothing else. Cyberpunk, nope. From what I'm seeing right now, it's not. I got to play some more of it, but it's not on the level of Last of Us, because Last of Us seemed like it was more complete, more compatible. Yeah. Oh man, give it up to the team, man. Naughty Dog for the win.
No. Naughty Dog. Look. Go ahead, buddy.
I was gonna say, you brought up a very good point about how people had issues with the context of the game and like the sexuality. This is my whole philosophy on that. If you don't like it, don't play it.
Right.
I don't care what's going on, your beliefs, your this, your that. If you don't like it, you're not forced to play it. So why are you out here being all evil about it when you're forcing yourself to deal with it?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the one thing, and that's with any game. If there's something in any game you don't like, you don't have to force yourself to play it. But then on the flip side of it, you don't have to give the developers hell. Prime example, people are losing their shit with Cyberpunk, talking about it should be third person. Okay, yeah, it should be third person. Like prime example, I was super hyped for Cyberpunk.
Tell them.
I was trying to figure out which console to get it for. Was I going to get it on PC? Was my PC going to be strong enough for it? Then when they announced it was going to be first person view only, I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind. And I just went on my way. I didn't get up here and do no death threats to the developer or anything like that.
We got another call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hello, you are live with the commission. Who is it that we're talking to, and what is it you want to talk about, our good friend?
How's it going? This is Wartome.
Wartome! Okay, we called him out. Yeah, we called you out, Wartome. No, what's up, Wartome? How you doing, my good friend?
You called him out.
I know. Y'all, damn. Y'all ain't nobody gonna protect me from the punches? Golly.
Man,
hey, Wartome, what's going on, my good friend?
Wartome, let's see what he got to say. Let's go.
I'm confused about just listening to your chat, and I hear an echo for me. Is that weird?
Nah, we don't hear an echo.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I hear I'm reading in chat how people are upset about the Xbox S, right? And you guys are upset about it. Nobody seems to find good value in this product. Is that the consensus?
Well,
not really.
I see the value.
Yeah, I see the value
of it.
I'm just
Go ahead.
The point of contention is that I was told, Storm was told, that this was going to even the playing field for Xbox, and this is all that we needed to worry about. Like, they didn't need any games, even if they didn't launch any games. It was okay.
Are we talking about just sales numbers?
No, I'm talking about as far as
that's what we're talking about. Like, people like on podcasts and things that we've been on and things like that, people are saying that the Xbox Series S, no matter the fact that there's no games, there's no this, no that, the Xbox Series S is going to level the playing field and get the sales because of that price point.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what
they didn't need any games. And Phil Spencer echoed that. So our sentiment was
I hear that.
We think that there should be a stronger library, and people was telling us no, because that S at that cheap price point, all you need is that cheap price point, NBA 2K21 and Cyberpunk, and then you go boom.
I get what you're saying there, and I get all that situation that they're counting on third-party developers to bring games to their console. And they're also making it easy with their backwards compatibility, and they're trying to do it seems like they're trying to do a universal platform. So hopefully the next generation, whenever that comes out in 4 or 5 years or whatever, that's going to still be able to play the original Xbox games, right? The Xbox one. It seems like that's the path they're trying to create.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
Now you would say that that's a different path than what Sony's walking down, where Sony's trying to be the exclusive centric console?
No, because we were told that Sony believed in generations, and that was just a marketing pun because they're not about generations. They're making sure that their games are being delivered on multiple fronts as well. So, like, they have a backwards compatibility. They have a backwards compatibility system too. It's just it may not be as robust as Xbox's right now because they're more focused on current stuff. But they have a backwards compatibility system too,
which would be console exclusives essentially. That's Sony's claim to fame is they have all these third-person action adventure type games that are console exclusives.
They used to. See here, let me back up a little bit, and I see where you're going, Tom.
Like The Last of Us 2, that was a console exclusive, right?
Yeah, Last of Us 2.
Game of the year. You guys were just talking about that. Animal Crossing, that's a console exclusive. We're talking about all these games that seem to be console exclusives and then kind of shaming Microsoft because they're not focused on console exclusives.
No, the console exclusivity isn't the issue. The issue is product. I think that's the biggest issue. I don't care where I can play it. If I know that Xbox is spearheading, let me give you a prime example. One thing that you'll hear me go over again is that some of the most enriching experiences with Xbox were BioShock, the Mass Effects, and even they helped bring Fallout to the platform. None of those games were exclusive solely to Xbox except for timed exclusives, and Fallout was a third party at release.
Just to be clear, none of those games were ever those all became cult classics after the fact. Like, none of those were like the 007s of the console exclusive sales charts, right? We're not talking about like a Wave Race 64. We're not talking about any big brand. I mean, these games were the starters for what eventually became a known developer series, right? It just seems so crazy to talk about like one generation compared to another and then not take into account all the economic effects of, Americans have a lot more money in their bank. They're able to buy consoles a lot easier than whenever, we were probably children. Our parents probably struggled to get the money to get that Xbox, or probably not Xbox, but Sega underneath the tree. But it's not really like that anymore. Parents are they make a decision. What am I buying for the kid? Am I going to get them an expensive thing or am I going to get them a cheap thing? If I get them this cheap Xbox, well, then I can get them a whole bunch of other games that go with it. Your argument seems to be that they're not bringing the games. They're not bringing the product to back up their console line. Mm-hmm. Am I misunderstanding it?
Well, but I'm trying to understand your counter. Are you saying that they don't need quality product in their game series because they're coming out with a cheaper alternative? Is that what are you saying, that the pro is that they're coming out with this cheaper alternative? So the value in the continuance of a Mass Effect or a BioShock doesn't matter. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm trying to understand the correlation that you're making. Go ahead.
I'm saying there's a whole bunch of paths laid out in front of these console manufacturers, and it seems like everyone has chosen very distinctly which one they want to walk down. You can see Nintendo walking down their kid-focused mobile type gaming, where you can also kind of plug it in. I got a Switch. My kid has a Switch. It's not a very good product. Sorry, I know she really likes it. I think it's. Yeah. I'm like the last guy. This thing seems highly breakable. Right, but I'm an Xbox guy. I have an Xbox. I bought my son the Xbox X when it first came out, day one. It was the same day as his birthday. I was like, no way, I'm gonna get it for him. And guess what? He could not care if it was an X or an S. He has a 4K TV. He doesn't care. The graphics are not what he's playing these games. He's playing them for his friends in that sort of environment. You can have Minecraft graphics, right? I think Microsoft noticed that sort of mentality where they're trying to go for the everyday gamer, where you can see Sony is trying to go for these, it seems like the 5% that you're constantly talking about. Like, it seems like they're trying to focus in on that. So everybody has their own niche within this gaming community. And I don't understand your aggression towards Microsoft for following this path when it's just another option out there. If they follow the same thing as Sony, we would have two Sonys. And
because
that wouldn't be good for any consumer.
Here's the problem. When Microsoft was at its apex as far as the quality that everybody, like, I'm not just bringing this up. When they were at their apex, when they were bringing the Jade Empires, the BioShocks, and all those other games, they were known as the hardcore machine. They didn't have to do what Sony did, because Sony was doing their story-based games, where Microsoft was doing Western-developed RPGs and things of that nature. Now they have transformed.
What games? Hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Whenever you're competing,
I got you, but let me finish. Let me finish. So here's what happened. Microsoft went to a lighter tone of product. They came out with the Sea of Thieves, the State of Decay, stuff that the people that they brought on were not asking for. So when those people said, hey, hold on, we get that you're now trying to expand, but instead of expanding, it looks like that you're purging. You're purging the more hardcore stuff for this lighthearted stuff.
I disagree with what you're saying.
Okay, you can't, but hold on. But I understand, but you asked me a question. I'm trying to answer it. So because of that, Microsoft in response said, hold on, just wait. It's coming. And then it's been a perpetual state of wait. And now we're up to where that hardcore content that sector of the community wanted is not there, and they're still being told to wait. That's what the hostility is about. So
it seems like you're upset on part of the 5% that is the hardcore gamer. And I'm just trying to bring light to the situation to explain that.
You're confusing hardcore gamer with the type of content. Call of Duty is not a kid's game, right? But a lot of kids play it. There's gore and adult,
for my 12-year-old.
And adult themes in Call of Duty. It's not a Sea of Thieves. It's a AAA banger type game, right? But casuals play it at
experience in CS:GO.
It's
a completely different.
Casuals play it at mass.
My family, my wife, my kids.
Okay,
we all were on a ship together. That was an entire different experience than we could get. And I don't know what we could do in PlayStation to get that experience. To be honest, I don't know if I could take a PlayStation game and play on the computer and play on the Xbox.
Here's the problem, Wartime.
Have one ecosystem.
Here's the problem, Wartime, and I think we'll have to agree
before we wrap up, man.
I know. I think we're going to have to agree to.
Sorry.
No, that's right. We're going to have to agree to disagree here. Microsoft, so you're bringing up instances that Microsoft has, but those instances are not the kings of the casual anymore. It's the experiences that you get with third party that are the kings of the casual. You're confusing what I'm talking about with the style of game with casual gamers. Casual gamers love adult themed games too. So that's what I'm talking about. But I get your point, and it's great that you are supporting the show. Thank you so much, my good friend. And hopefully you continue to enjoy your Xbox.
I want to hear more of that.
I'm not buying the new Xboxes, man. I'm not buying any new consoles. I mean,
okay.
I hear you. Hey, that's what I was gonna say.
That's what Xbox wants.
Man, am I muted on this month? Hold on, man. Am I muted?
No, I hear you, but you're not talking.
All right. Hey, Tone. Thank you. Hey, first of all, thanks for calling in. First of all, I get your points. MM2K, I get your points too. I didn't get a chance to share mine, but what I was gonna say is, the price point is good, but people have existing consoles like Snow Bunny used to say it all the time. What the hell makes me want to put my One S away or my base model Xbox One away to go to the Series X at $299?
Right. You're hitting it on the point. So my question is, whenever you look at these sales figures and you're like, oh, but look, Microsoft isn't doing as well. There's families like me who will buy 2 or 3 of these Xboxes if we were to make that jump, but we're currently satisfied. Our kids are satisfied playing their Fortnites and their Rocket Leagues and their Minecrafts because they don't need a new console to play these games. If your argument.
I mean, that's what we're saying. No. That's what we're saying. The price point, the price point's great. Okay. For like, let's use your family as an example. You're not getting the new consoles because right now your kids are happy with what they have, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But the issue that we're saying with Xbox is Xbox is not giving you a reason to upgrade yet. That's what we're talking about. Like,
out of curiosity.
Huh?
I'm actually getting another call. I'll listen to you guys again.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I'm sorry. That's what I was gonna ask.
All right. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, but that's what I like what we're saying is like with him, like with his family, his kids are happy with what they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing was given for a reason for them to upgrade yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Microsoft has stated, hey, you don't have to buy our console. We don't really care about that. I mean, that's the thing. But when you look on the flip side of it, like when we're talking about like the sales numbers and things like that and how people are responding to it, like people are telling us, hey, well, that price point, people are going to jump ship. And just like War said right there, the price point is great, but his kids are already happy with what they have. So they don't need to jump.
Right.
To
I
the
get
next
that.
gen
And that's
console.
the part I was agreeing with right there. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to these consoles and the fact that you're trying to sell the next shiny thing, all right, now I know people that buy a console for upstairs and downstairs because they want to have Xboxes in both areas, one in the bed, you know what I mean, when they go upstairs, and then one downstairs in the main room. But if you don't have any, the thing is, the games are important because if you're not having those games, the attachment rate is everything when it comes to new consoles. You know what I mean? So that's why you see a PlayStation, in my opinion, now. Demon's Souls is out there, Spider-Man. How many copies? We need to get the numbers on Spider-Man Miles Morales because
you can't really go by that because it's a cross-gen game. You would have to look at more like Demon's Souls, which is only a PS5 game.
But what I'm saying is Spider-Man Miles Morales was going to be that next shiny game to go with the shiny platform is what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like you had something, another option to play but Xbox they didn't even revamp anything, did they? To even drop that launch.
Here's the problem, and I appreciate Wartome's call, and I definitely do. I'm not being facetious with that. And he brought up some great points for his test case. Here's the problem that I see with Wartome and people that think in that arena. He thinks that his test case alone is going to grant success to Microsoft. It's the equivalent of if I walk into Arby's. Here goes my food analogy, y'all. Me and Storm walk into Arby's. Tronny and Bunny's already sitting there. They order curly fries. That's all they want. That's all they care about is curly fries. Mm-hmm. Me and Storm walking and we're like, okay, we want beef and cheddars. They're like, oh, we got the greatest beef and cheddars. We know that. That's why we're here. Where's the beef and cheddars? And they're like, okay, they're coming. 15, 20 minutes later. Yeah, they're still coming. That'll be $10.99, please. They took our money. I'm like, okay. You want some more Dr. Pepper, this, that? We're still waiting. Meanwhile, Bunny and Tronny, they're enjoying their curly fries. Storm gets mad. He pounds the desk. He says, hold on. I done gave y'all money. All y'all keep giving me is Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and some curly fries. I came here for beef and cheddars. You said they had them. Do you have them or not? And then Storm and Bunny, Bunny and Tron hop up and say, hold on. What is so wrong with this place? I'm getting curly fries, and that's all I care about, and this place is great. I'm going to turn around, and I love Bonnie and Trump, but I'm going to say y'all need to sit y'all asses down because we came here for some beef and cheddars, and they took our money. And that's what Warzone is not getting. People didn't come. Everybody doesn't have a kid that they want to buy a system for. Everybody didn't come to Xbox to play Sea of Thieves. They came for the Xbox that they were there for the type of Xbox that they got back at the OG days. The same Xbox that Phil said, oh yeah, we're still them, we're just bigger and better now. And the same type of people that bought the Xbox One X. The people that bought the Xbox One X don't fit Warzone's user case. They want the biggest and baddest like Storm and the shiniest like Storm said.
He just clarified and said fanboy. I don't know if we called him that or not.
But, no, he's talking to Amunar.
Amunar. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, so check it out. Look, says it just provides me the best product for the cost.
And that's great for him.
Exclusives.
His curly fries are fine, they're crisp, they're great for him. But what Warzone cannot do,
this is a good. I wish you had called.
He cannot exclude the needs of the other user base that's going to determine the success of the platform long term, and that's where the Xbox community keeps falling into into the pit that they keep falling into.
I will agree.
It's bigger than just what you want.
Let me try and put a different spin on it, so it won't seem like it's just coming from you. You know what I mean? But so what I'm saying is, you're right, because. Yes, we do know friends. If we knew 10 families that thought like Warzone and myself or whoever, you know what I mean? We'll buy multiple consoles if we love them and they're great for our use case, right? But at the end of the day, if you look at the fact that it took a long time for them to hit 60 million, if they hit 60 million, they didn't fly past Sony. Sony, this generation or just last generation that just passed, right? They didn't just fly by PlayStation, and there's a reason why they didn't fly by PlayStation, And that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to put that into better context because Sony's out here doing something right. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter how long they've been in the business. We've seen businesses come out and slap the hell out of the previous businesses that's been in the game longer, right? Yep. So that it's just all something to think about, man. I wish we had more time and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we kind of did run out of time. I mean, we talked a little bit. The last point we was going to talk about was Cyberpunk. We talked about it. It's a cool experience. We got to dig into it more. I love the Stadia version. I love that it's, up there with the upper echelons. I got to play it on PC though, because I want to be fully immersed. And I don't know if it's my connection. I see people having better experience. Storm, I don't know if you want to chime in on what your thoughts are on it.
On the Stadia version?
Or just in Cyberpunk it all together and what you plan to do with
Cyberpunk. Man, listen, bro. Hey, 1080p is really not going to cut it for a gamer like myself. Now, here's preference again right here. This is why I can kind of understand with Warzone and others who have opinions where they're coming from, man. Preference for me is I want the best game like Cyberpunk that took 8 years to make, and I love The Witcher 3, so I'm definitely going to support CD Projekt Red. They've grown a place. They have a soft spot in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I like them. I like what they're doing. I like the effort that they put in. They took a lot of heat. They pushed the game back. I like the game on PC. I'm not finding major glitches and bugs that I saw on consoles when I watched footage. Stadia is cool, but Stadia, you have to have, I need Gen 2 from Stadia. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I need Gen 2.
When it comes to this game, at least.
Me and you, MM2K, were pushing for it while other people were saying, shut up, y'all. Why push for it? It's just why. It's not necessary. But they don't understand that there's people out here that wants to see this game in a different light, and Stadia is capable of doing better things. So let's put all that power to use and upgrade this bad boy. Do what you got to do. Get these new Radeon Pro cards or whatever you got to put up in there. And let's get this thing popping, man. And that's going to happen in 2021. I'm predicting 2021 is when we'll see some upgrades happen. But look, we're talking about now. And right now, PC is out here running that thing 4K'd out, ultra settings, high settings. It just does not compare on any other platform. It just does not.
Yep. Absolutely. And if you want to play a good game and you want to play it great and have a great experience with it, yes, definitely play it on Stadia. It's one of the best places that you can. It is the best place to play it if you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on the experience. However, if you're looking to be fully immersed, like I want Night City to engulf me in its ambiance. If you're looking for that, None of these other places can do that. It's not a Stadia thing. None of these other platforms can do it except for a decently or a high-powered PC 3070 card. I would recommend at the very least. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. Storm might have better thoughts on that.
No, those are hard to get, MM.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to get Bunny and Tron an opportunity to talk because we want to wrap up. But look, hey man, listen, those things are hard to get. We understand for the money. Like people got to have the money to get these things. They're hard. Even if you got the money, you got to go holler at a scalper just to get the damn cards to upgrade all the components, CPUs or whatever. So we get all that. But what we're saying is, if you don't see us playing it on Stadia real heavy and see us playing it on PC, just don't feel a certain way because this is just another option. It's a choice. You know, that's all. And I like my choice. The
CD Projekt Red just made it immersive only on PC. That's all I'm gonna say. But any other thoughts on this Bunny and Tronny on the revelations of Cyberpunk 2077, the fact that it's having these performance woes, it's breaking records, but it's having these performance woes, or it's not really what everybody expected.
I can't even play the game.
Either. I can't play it right now either.
Which is
I mean, like I said, if I could have played it, I probably would have had that bad. I would have had that bad boy day one
on PC.
It would have been on whatever platform I was getting it on. I would have already had the platform already, got the collector. I was playing on the collector's edition and everything.
Now, one thing we know is you're right because you just got to play the damn anthology series and all that. Dark pictures, you know what I mean?
I mean, and I got when I say I get collection editions out the ass, I got collector's editions out the ass. I got a few more coming in. So yeah, I was looking at it. I was going to get the console. I was going to get bloody collector's edition for Cyberpunk 2077. But like I said, man, I can't even play it due to first person. So
hey, they just joined, man. We can't wrap
up. Shout out to Bippity. Hey, Bippity, you come through here one more time talking about, man, I just missed it.
Hey, Bippity be putting that work in, man. Let the brother go ahead and educate himself, do what he does. Hey, MM. He says, damn, I missed. All right, so you got that. He said the Stadia version, though, man, fire. And it is. We're not taking nothing away from that, but that 1080p, hey, Bibbity Bob, you know the deal, man. You can't cap these brothers out here caring about 4K who got, 4K runs in our blood. So that's the only thing, man.
Bippity, the Stadia version may be beautiful, Bippity, but these two ain't gonna never be happy with nothing.
No, we will. Yeah, we will. See, that's a whole nother, man. That's a bonus segment, man. Y'all want bonus content? Yo, but for real. Hey, Bunny, you just don't get it yet, but that's all right, because Sunday we're going to finish this discussion.
Yeah, you're going to get
always.
Yeah, let's go ahead and what y'all want to do? Wrap up, man? Because I got a 3080 sitting right here. I ain't playing.
Yeah, we got right. And my wife actually got to go to work tomorrow, so I got to retire early tonight. But no, that was a great ending to the show. Got a great hype ending to the show.
Oh yeah!
Thank you, Wartone, for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just to me, it just hyperextends. Like I said, I want Xbox to excel, but we got to get out of our silos.
But you got to let Wartone know that we've been having these conversations for how long, man? Years, man.
I've been warning. Look, people, I can tell by the conversation I had with Wartone that he doesn't understand. This is a conversation I've been having for 3 years, and I came in this game.
No, because I'm gonna be honest with you, MM. Like when you were having the conversation, but for a while there, you were still having hope. But after that E3 last year, that was it. That was
the conversation got more. It got more jagged last year. But I can't. My very first video was Phil Spencer was made in charge, and I'm not celebrating. That was my first video, August of 2017. There was always just something about the dude that I was like, I don't know about this cat. But I'm gonna give him. But like to Bunny's point, I was like, I'm gonna give him a chance. Nah, we ain't no more chances now.
And then, like I said, after that last E3, that was it. It was just like you just saw him break. And then he was like, man, Bunny, I see why you like the way you are about these companies.
I said, oh God. Yeah, no, but great conversation. Thank you, Wartone, for coming through. All right, y'all, look. Let's wrap it up. Of course, we know the shows. Tonight is the commission. Might be a permanent night. I like Friday nights.
I like this
Might
Friday.
be a permanent night. I like this.
Feel fun Friday.
Yeah,
man.
felt fun. You know, but normally it's on Wednesdays, but we're gonna talk behind the scenes. We're gonna figure it out. Then Thursdays are SML podcasts. That's me and Storm. And we're looking for a new recruit. So if you're, you know, a Stadian and you know, you got some experience with you, you know, come on through. We got some things lined up, you know, definitely.
Oh yeah.
SML is on Saturdays. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about them. Me and Storm will rap about that. Because we got some things going on. And then Sundays, of course. Oh, go ahead, Snow Bunny.
Don't forget the Cloud Video Game Awards are tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the Cloud Awards tomorrow. Yeah.
So yeah, guys,
tomorrow at what time? Damn, I thought it was 12 to 3.
I know. Here we nominated. We're
Eastern time.
Yeah,
I think it's 3 Eastern time.
I hope y'all voted. I hope y'all voted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, congratulations to any of the winners, and good luck to everybody. But we're both nominated. Me for Creator of the Year, Storm for Streamer of the Year, man. So you know, just, you know, show some support to the whole effort, because it's going to be a great show. They're going to celebrate the content creators in the games, and good luck to everybody. And last but not least, Yang meets Yang of Gaming, where you see the dynamic duo of Project Storm and Snow Bunny go at it. I tried to instigate this. I was at Walmart, y'all, when I was messing with y'all. And I'm sitting there giggling and laughing. My wife said, "What is you doing?" I said, "I'm messing with Snow Bunny and Storm." I'm trying to. Storm's like, "I ain't paying attention to this idiot." You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Hell out of here.
I was in the frozen food aisle messing with y'all bugs at Walmart, man. I was having a blast listening to y'all, man. Great show.
That's a fun show, man. It's a
great show.
And if you guys don't want to catch all the old episodes on YouTube over on my channel, you can also go and find us on Radio Public.
Absolutely.
At Yang Meets Yang of Gaming over
Radio
on Radio
Public.
Listen to us how you want to and where you want to.
Yes. And if you listen to them on Radio Public, you help support their platform. So definitely do that. All right, y'all, let's wrap this up. We'll start with Tronny. Tronny, where can everybody find you at?
Sorry.
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry. You can find me on okay. Well, first it's gonna be Twitter at Galactic Cutie, and I'm also in the commission announcement as well, so you can find me there as well. Also, I'm on the Roundtable podcast, and we had a really good show not too long ago. We had David Jaffe there.
Yes, David Jaffe, the one and only David Jaffe.
I just call him Jeffy. And he's really down to earth guy.
Yeah, he's a very down to earth, crazy guy. I love David. I love him.
Y'all should check it out. You know, they have really good questions. They gave him he was pretty much the guest. Mm-hmm. He's not just as a panel member. Guest. He was really part of the family, kind of.
Yeah.
But other than that, you guys should really check that out. There's other episodes that were wild and crazy. I missed, but but you know what? Just go on it's on King Thrash's Gaming, and that's where you can find us.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Thrash. Shout out to the homie King Thrash. For doing the damn thing with the round table.
All of them, that's what makes the show more interesting. And you guys really just help them out.
Well, just
look up Roundtable. Just look up Roundtable podcast.
Yes. Yeah, I would definitely be tuning in.
Well, there's Project like 2 Roundtable podcasts though.
Where can we find you at, big homie? Where can we find you at, Project Storm?
You can find me on that. You can find me in that house right there that Zajic just dropped in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Playing some games on this RTX 3080. Hey, for real, YouTube right here, Project Storm. You can look for this logo, but soon that might be changing, y'all. 2021 is coming, but you just never know. I won't tell them, but check this out. Here's the deal. You can find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. If you don't know how to spell it, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Break it down by syllables. The Nephophiliac. That's where you can find me at on Twitter, right? And all jokes aside, you could just find me wherever PNTS Network goes. You know what I'm saying? And Bunny will get into that before we wrap up, I'm sure, let y'all know about the PNTS Network and all that good stuff. But yeah, Find me right here having fun with my team. This is what I love to do, y'all. It's all about y'all. I mean, this is the life. Gaming is what we do. I'm done.
Snow Bunny, where can we find you at, dear?
You can find me at Twitter at SnowBunny426. You can also find me on my gaming channel, Snow Bunny Gaming, right here on YouTube. You can find, besides me, Moss, MM2K, there's other creators. You can find us all on pntsnetwork.com. Right. And you can also find us on Radio Public.
Yes, indeedy. And lastly, you can find me here at this channel, of course, MM2K Videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more content here because we're opening up the Stadia Dosage platform for Stadia Talent. More to come on that. And then you can also catch me at the aforementioned Stadia Dosage. That's Stadia Dosage News and Stadia Dosage Streams. And you're definitely going to want to check us out on Stadia Dosage News because we got accepted in the Google Stadia crowd play beta, where if we're playing a game, we send that link out in the chat and you can hop in the game right with us. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, because the game that we're going to be doing is Borderlands 3, so I hope you picked up Borderlands 3 for $10 or $1, the Ultimate Edition. I hope you did that on Stadia so you can join us. But that's
hey, yo, man, I got one question before we wrap up, man.
Yes, sir.
Why Stadia?
Why Stadia? Because what, you know what? Someone actually sent me a message and asked me to do a wellness check on Yang Ye, man. And I left that first.
We haven't heard.
Well, I ain't heard from homie. Has anybody seen any videos from Yang Ye? Is he all right?
Yeah,
he was doing some Cyberpunk videos.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. All right, Bippity, I see you. You better be there at the stream, bro. I don't want to see oh man, I missed the stream. I don't want to see that, Bippity. I want you there, brother. That's cool. Yeah, but why Stadia? Because Stadia is a great place to play, man. It's a great, but game where you want a game. At the end of the day, it's like Storm was trying to extrapolate from that conversation we were having with Wartone. If you like it, we love it. All right. At the end of the day,
that's right.
All right. With that said, thank you everybody for coming through. This was a lively show, exciting. I really like this day, y'all. So maybe you'll see more of us here. But with that said, you all have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.